Hey everybody, welcome to the Jim Masters Show live entertainment lifestyle variety talk show series. How's everybody doing today? It's so nice to see all your smiley faces. Hope you're having a good day. And if you're not, you know, you've come to the right spot to be entertained, informed, educated, inspired, and everything else that we can throw at you here with our live entertainment lifestyle variety talk show series. Done about 665 episodes and counting. And it's been really cool, really extraordinary. Guests coming in from literally all around the world. We always such a good time with all of you as well, because you guys comment during the show live. Matter of fact, if you would like to comment live right now, you can. That's right. We have our JMS chat room open already, and everybody, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing all these comments. There's lots of comments already. See, what happens is our viewers love to chat with each other. I don't know if they exchange recipes. They check in on how the kids are doing. They talk about the weather and a lot of other cool things, and they do it in the chat room. So we have a chat room that's open and available live when you subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is the channel you're watching right now. So if you want to comment live, where we can see the comment, our other viewers can see the comments, the JMS Lovity Squad, our guests can see the comments as well, then be sure and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. That's an exclusive thing you get to do. You get to chat in our JMS live chat room when the show is live. Don't forget to click the notification bell. That's that little bell icon. There's a little bell icon right next to that red subscribe button. After you hit the subscribe button, click that notification bell, and you know what? You'll be alerted to all the cool things we do here, all the episodes, pop-up shows, on-location segments, and everything else we do here. So give us some lovity. Click that red subscribe button and click the notification bell as well. And just spread the word. Share the links. You guys have been so great at doing that. Sharing the links, the YouTube episode links that you see that we promote on your social media, your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram pages. Spreading the word about our really cool special series. Again, it's been 2 years. We're working on a 2-year anniversary celebration, and it's been absolutely amazing to do over 665 shows in that period of time. I mean, with television series, it takes sometimes 10 years to get to 500 episodes, but to do so many, and with all of you along for the ride on the JMS Lovity train, it's been absolutely fantastic. Hey, we've got a very special guest joining us. Yes, he is all excited. Matter of fact, he has wardrobe all around him. He's going to show us some really cool things. The acclaimed and renowned celebrity fashion designer Wayne Scot Lukas is here live and direct from LA. We're so excited to have him here. Fashion consultant, best known as the former co-host of the makeover reality television program, What Not to Wear, which was broadcast on TLC in the United States and Canada. Of course, you remember Clinton Kelly took over as co-host in 2003. Then he went on to the Chew, Clinton Kelly. Now, Wayne featured his costume designs as well in the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Rock Style exhibit. He also styled Justin Timberlake's wardrobe on the 2003 Justified and Strip tour. And Wayne also served as the spokesperson to promote What to Wear in photographs with Kodak Perfect Touch. And for several years, he's been a resident stylist and has provided style tips for magazines and so much more. He also designed a fashion line for the home shopping network called Lucas Style. His role in the Janet Jackson wardrobe malfunction during the Super Bowl halftime show remains in dispute, as he remains silent on whether or not the wardrobe was intentionally designed to reveal Jackson's front. However, he's amazing at what he does. And if you know his incredible background, then you have seen some of his extraordinary designs. He has done designs for just about everybody you can think of, from the incredible Janet Jackson to Mary Tyler Moore, Christie Brinkley. I mean, the list literally goes on and on and on. He loves what he does. He's got a certain keen eye. He's also, you know, funny, witty, affable as well, which we love here at the show. You guys are chatting right now amongst yourselves, and we absolutely love that. So keep those chat messages coming in. There's a ton of messages here. Wow, we love it all. You know, he's also dressed Cindy Crawford and Lauren Hutton and Halle Berry and Whitney Houston and Renée Fleming and Glenn Close and Meryl Streep as well. You better believe it. And that is just the short list. He's been doing this for a long time. His own memoir of his 38 years in the fashion business, released in 2022. He worked on Tina Turner's Wildest Dreams world tour, including videos as a costume designer and visual consultant. He created the Gianni Versace, executing Wayne's vision for Tina's 24/7 world tour. He designed and styled Janet Jackson's All For You world tour, including styling iconic award-winning videos, movies, and appearances, and of course, so much more. It's incredible. The list goes on. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know his work, then you know he's one of the most incredible in the business. He is somebody who's just got a terrific eye. And again, as I mentioned, he's also had an opportunity. His styles have been seen in countless magazines, including American, Italian, and British Vogue, and Elle, and Marie Claire, US Weekly, People, W, Vibe, Premiere, Entertainment Weekly, Harper's Bazaar, and that is just the short list. He was the featured stylist and designer for many New York Times bestselling books as well. Timeless Beauty by Christie Brinkley, Making Faces and Face Forward by celebrity makeup artist Kevyn Aucoin. And Wayne has also been featured in many fashion books and novels as well. And as I said, gang, that is just the short list. Don't you just love that caricature on the left there where it says special guest? You're going to see when we bring him on full screen, he looks exactly like that animation. He's truly amazing. We're so excited to have him here. He's coming to us from California, from LA, from Hollywood, surrounded by his incredible designs and surrounded by a lot of his levity. Let's welcome him to the Jim Masters Show live. Here he is, Wayne Scot Lukas. Wayne, thanks for joining us here on the show. It's a pleasure to have you here.
I'm in New Jersey today. I left LA. I'm in New Jersey.
What? Are you kidding? So you're back home.
I'm a Jersey boy at heart, so I had to come back to New Jersey to see what the scoop was here.
So what is the scoop in Jersey? What's happening?
The scoop is it was about 75 degrees today. I'm getting ready for the beach. I spent a lot of years in Spring Lake, New Jersey, living at the Jersey Shore. So checked out the horses, made sure the horses were good for the spring, getting ready to ride. And the beach was great. And I popped up to my mom's house. I've got an office up here in North Jersey. And this is where I keep the Tina Turner, original Versace Tina Turner top. It's in this office because then nobody can get their hands on it. So this is an original custom-made Gianni Versace covered in Swarovski crystals, and it is going to be NFT'd. Oh, look, it looks good on me. It's going to be NFT'd for about $750,000, we think. So a lot of the money is going to charity. I told Tina I'm going to give the money to abused women and, you know, women trying to get back their careers and stuff after kind of slowing down for a while. So it's been a special time to do some charity work and see the beach and, you know, get back to Jersey. LA is a killer sometimes, makes you crazy.
Yeah, so you're an East Coast boy at heart, and you need to get back to your East Coast roots to sort of balance and sort of recalibrate from the craziness of West Coast.
It is. I'm family based, and you know, my family's always been important, and I never felt like a celebrity. So, you know, as people say you're a celebrity and they're calling you a star, and it's all garbage to me because I, you know, take care of my family. I have a good family. And if it wasn't for them, I really wouldn't have gotten here, and my friends. So for me, always staying real, growing up a kid from New Jersey with not much money, we were middle class. And, you know, my parents did send me to private school for a couple of years, but they had to work 2 jobs to do it. My mom had to clean houses and my father had to clean the church. So I didn't come from much. So to be able to give it back and share it with them has kind of been great. And I had to kill my ego because as I got more and more popular in the business, I started to believe my own hype. And that's like probably the biggest mistake you can do.
So
being a douchebag, you know?
So, I mean, early on for you, what sort of piqued your interest or started your interest in fashion and fashion design? Is it in the family? Were you always hanging out in Manhattan in the fashion district? What was it that really sort of, you know, spurred the inspiration for you, Wayne?
You know what's been interesting? I wanted to be in fashion my whole life. It was kind of like I felt like I needed to be part of it. I was sketching costumes. I was dressing the princesses in Disney, doing drawings. And we were very religious when we were young, born again Christians. So my parents felt that there were too many gay people in the fashion business. Hello. So in protection of me, my parents made me choose graphic design school instead of fashion school. And by choosing graphic design school, it's not what I wanted, but you know what? Those years at Pratt Institute taught me how to do graphics. And like when I do an album cover with a celebrity, I can do the layout, the Photoshop, the graphic design, the typography. I know this business back and forth because of what my parents forced me to do. I was
Yes.
furious then, but now during the pandemic, when there was no work, you couldn't go in people's homes and style them because of, you couldn't wear masks in the beginning either. You just couldn't go in people's houses. I did graphic design. I
Mm.
designed about 7 album covers and about 15 book covers. So it's amazing that what I wanted, I couldn't have. And by going around the back door, I found my way in another way that really, it created a personality and an ability to do business that I never knew I would have had. So I would always tell people, I say, shut up, show up, and do good work. Whatever chance you have to do a great job or to try something new or to find a way, just show up. Keep your
Yes.
mouth shut, learn. And if you have a little bit of taste, you can do this. You just need a little bit of taste and a good work ethic. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. Yes. You do sound East Coast, and I love it because I'm
I
East
know.
Coast. I
Is
grew
there
up
an
out I
accent?
grew up out east on Long Island. So the
Really?
only thing in between us was Manhattan Island.
Oh, there was many things between us, darling.
Uh,
I and there
Out,
will be
yeah,
more.
Long
I
Island.
I was just in Sag Harbor last weekend.
Sag Harbor,
I
yes.
was
Were you really?
I was scouting for shoots out by the lighthouse, and I mean, Christie Brinkley, my client of like, God, 30
Lives
years.
out that way. Yeah,
Yeah, she
right.
has a
Yeah.
beautiful mansion in Bridgehampton, a beautiful mansion, and we were out at her house in Sag Harbor, one of the houses that she just sold. But it's like I spent so much time out there shooting, riding horses. Kelly Klein was out there, Madonna was out there. Stephen Klein's farm is out there, the famous photographer. So, and then the Hampton Classic. I'd go out there every summer for the Hampton Classic with the horses. So it's been a listen, I'm a kid from New Jersey. There was nothing fabulous to start, but it's been like a really fun life, and I've tried to make it exciting by trying everything I wanted to try. How does that sound?
So you like a good diner then, huh? At 12 midnight?
I was driving home on 35. It was maybe like 1:45 in the morning, and there's the one diner on 35 before you get into the Hamptons. And I'm driving to the diner, and my assistant is with me. I go, listen, I said, let's get something to eat. I said, because we were at Christie's late. I'm really hungry. She goes, oh, really? She's like this. She's like, I'm a foodie. I go, what the hell's a foodie? She goes, I'm a foodie. What do they serve? I go, it's a diner. It's a diner. It's a New Jersey diner in Long Island. What they serve is what you're going to eat at 1:30 in the morning. Well, she goes, I really like special. Honey, it's a diner. I'm telling you, you're going to be A-okay. Eat in a diner and you're going to be okay.
I bet if people are seeing you for the first time, because of the California connection and all the celebrities in the fashion world, they're probably expecting you to have sort of strolled in with, a martini and the
That's not
cigarette.
me.
Hello, I'm Wayne Scott James. Thank you for inviting me on your program this evening. And you're like, come on, sit down. It's a diner. Are you going to order or what?
When I was, you know
I
what
love
happened?
I love the contrast. It's fantastic.
Well, you know what happened? Like, I have a great client list, but my client list isn't me. The most important thing to learn in this business is that you are not your client. So as people act like, oh, I dress Janet Jackson, I dress Justin Timberlake, that's great, but I'm just Wayne Lukas, kid from New Jersey. And I like staying that because at the end of the day, most of us in this business are from New Jersey, from a suburb, and we worked our way here. Nothing makes us special other than we kind of slipped in shit. We got a great gig and we kind of were able to meet some great people. But if I stay real, it's what helped me on Home Shopping Network and Shop Canada and Shop NBC and Evine, because I was able to sell my real clothes to real women up to size 4X because I'm from that. I could sell a skirt for $39.99, $29.99 and make it fit because my mom didn't always have money to buy a dress or a skirt. So how do you dress for an anniversary dinner if you can't afford it or if you don't feel good about your body? So I like where I came from, and I act like this at work also because it really takes the pressure off when you're at the White House dressing as singer for a performance, or you're at Bill Clinton's final party and you just
Yeah.
act regular. It makes it a lot easier for everybody.
So what
I
was the Oh, it's fantastic. I love that. That's a great way to approach it and keeps you grounded and you really enjoy what you're doing. And it hasn't really changed who Wayne Scott Lukas is. And I
Yeah.
find the same thing with me, being in television, radio land and all of this. The version of what you see on television or here on radio or anything else of Jim Masters is Jim Masters. If you see me in the supermarket or at Home Depot or wherever, I'm going to be the same guy. Maybe there's some lights on, maybe there's some
Mhm.
color, maybe things are heightened just a little bit because you have to. It's the nature of the business. But
Yeah.
generally, 99% of what you're going to see is the same as what you're going to see on air, on television, radio. And I like it that way. And
Yeah.
obviously, you
It's
have
real.
stayed grounded. You know what matters most in life. You appreciate the simple things, even though you've been surrounded by, the great of the great. And I think that's a really fantastic balance. Where do you think that came from? Was that instilled in you as a kid early on to have that grounding? So if you go out to Hollywood and you have Tinseltown all around you, you have all these stars and celebrities, you still can come back to New Jersey and Wayne is, hey, Wayne, hey, buddy, good to see you
Yeah.
again.
Well, you know what it is? I feel like, this is 22 years of therapy now of working on myself, because I don't think that I had enough self-esteem and self-respect to be in this business. And I'll tell you the truth. I think I picked this business and I shouldn't have picked this business because it is just too much ego and it is too much of a nightmare to try to fit and to try to stay relevant and to stay popular. So because of the ego, I really thought that I was the shit. And I really thought that, you couldn't touch me. And my day went from 200 a day to 300 to 400. I was booking 8,500 to 10,000 a day at one point, and I thought that I was the shit. And in that problem, my ego had gotten so out of hand that you couldn't book me for a job. I would miss jobs because I thought I was too good for something. And I forgot for about 7 years that I was a kid from nothing, and that I was lucky enough to become something in the
Yes.
public's eye. And I was lucky enough to know that, and I will say this now, $200 a day is an amazing salary for someone. So if I
Yes.
was able to get 10,000 a day and work 8 days on a video, I've been lucky. And I now show up for people that need help for $50 or for cab fare, because you're able to help the local people that are really the people that need the help. So
Yes.
it's a different game. But I did ride the ego train for a while. I thought that I was the best thing in the world. And you know what I've come to realize is I'm really good at what I do. I
Mhm.
really love the people I love. I really have started to love myself finally for the right reasons. And
Mhm.
that's the best way to show up for people, isn't it? It's what you do every day. You're not showing up for an ego stroke. You're showing up to spread the word about, how to make the world better, how for us all to connect about what makes people special and what makes people not special. And the most unique thing about people is being yourself. It's just the
Yes.
magic of showing up and you and me chatting and talking about a diner and understanding what that feeling is.
Yeah.
Go to a local place and have people know you. And I
Exactly.
was signing autographs on what not to wear. And in the malls, I couldn't go to the mall without my nephews and nieces or the boardwalk on the Jersey Shore. I know what fame felt like. Now I don't care. It was
Mhm.
fun. I
Right.
just want to make enough money to put away for retirement and do fun jobs. How does that sound? And pay my taxes. Are you fine?
You heard it here. That is so true, my friend. It's so true. I love the way you cut through it all because, yes, we're both in these industries where there is a lot of ego, there is a lot of stroking, there is a lot of look at me, and competitive, and one person will try to compete against the other and destroy the other one, and I'm better than you, and I'm taller and faster and
It's
richer and
such bullshit.
prettier. It really is. It is. And I laugh at those people.
Think about
They don't
Jim.
know I do, but I laugh at those because can't we just everybody get along and just have some empathy, kindness, and collaborate and work together instead of all of this nonsense? Look at me. I'm the best. I'm the best at this. I'm the best at that. Really? Do you really want to get into that race?
Mhm. I ran the race and it was exhausting. And at the end of the day, I had a full bank account and a lot of people hated me. So
Well,
the
if you have a
race,
full bank account, they
yeah,
will.
but the race wasn't good. But like the thing to tell people that are watching this, the people that worship celebrities, like the Janet Jackson fans who think that they do no wrong and, oh, you're so lucky. Let me tell you something. I have worked with many celebrities over these 30 years. Where are some of them? Some of them that were the meanest to me, some of them that were the biggest stars, that demanded the most money, that didn't want to pay me, that were just really horrible. The careers are over. None of this lasts forever. So as much as you think that it's magic and getting famous is going to answer all the questions and making all this money is going to make it, it's over. None of it lasts. What lasts is a kind soul. What lasts is how you love your dog at night. What lasts is which boyfriend showed up and stayed, or girlfriend that showed up and stayed. How you show your grandchild or your nephew or niece that it's okay to be gay. It's okay to be straight. It's okay to be black, white. Those are the things that are going to matter and are going to give you a legacy when you pass away. They're going to remember Granny so-and-so who was accepting of everything. They're going to remember how you put a piece of gum every time you, my grandmother used to put a piece of gum, a Wrigley's gum, and every time she sent a card, and I'd get a card, and there'd be a piece of gum in it. I mean, when I see Wrigley's gum, the peppermint flavor, it makes me cry because it's my grandmother. And I remember kindness. People will remember your kindness.
Yes.
And they're going to remember your heart. Like before this interview, I said, open my heart. And if it's not open enough, God, pull it open even more and shoot light and love out of my eyes and my mouth so that you know that we're sharing something not for ego. We're sharing something to connect us all with the planet and with the world, and with the state that we're in is so scary. It's like, do you really care? Do you care what dress I put on Janet Jackson last month? I don't. It looked good.
This isn't what you expected, folks, isn't it? Are you loving this? Lovity squad? But it's terrific.
Tell the truth. It's like
you're cutting right through it.
What do people want to hear? If people want to hear fabulous, watch TMZ. If you want to hear non-truth about being fabulous, watch Entertainment Tonight. But you're not going to get it here because I've done every one of those shows a million times. I've done Access Hollywood, and I usually get in trouble for telling the truth. But hello,
what do you think? Well, I think it's terrific. For you, obviously, like I said, you're grounded. You have your East Coast roots. You have your certain way of thinking. BS doesn't get by you. You can sort of sniff it out a mile away. I can too, and I'm very privy to it and intuitive in that way. So I just go in that other direction when I see it coming in my direction. Don't have time for that. But for you, as far as the career, what was that pivotal early door opening opportunity for you where people started really noticing your talent, your creativity, your vision in design?
I'm trying to think. I usually tell these stories because they go up really fast, but I trying to think back to I was at a fashion show. Well, Lauren Hutton was the one that really started me. She really changed my life. I had met Lauren Hutton through a photographer named Per Zenstrom, and we were doing J. Crew at the time. And I'm the one with Per that brought Lauren Hutton to J. Crew. No one knows that. And I was Per's agent, and I actually helped broker the deal for Lauren Hutton at J. Crew. No one knows that. But Lauren Hutton then took me to a job I was doing catalog. Remember I told you I did graphic design because there were too many gay people in fashion and my parents didn't want me in fashion as a born-again Christian. So I was doing graphic design in a company, and the woman came in one day and said, we really need an assistant stylist. And I'm thinking, oh my God, an assistant stylist. What does it pay? Oh, they spelled my name wrong. What does it pay? And it says it pays $50 a day. And at that point, I was making $21,000 a year, which I thought was an amazing salary. And I took the $50 a day. And on that job, I had to sweep. I had to get on the 167 bus from New Jersey at 5 a.m. I had to get to New York. I'd get to New York, and I'd have to sweep the floors. I'd have to set up the catering. I'd have to iron all the clothes for the shoot. And then I'd have to feed the models lunch. And then after lunch, I'd have to clean up the lunch, then start ironing that night till 9 o'clock, go home on the bus, go back to bed, get up the next morning. I wanted fashion so bad that I did all this to be in this business. And that's why I say, show up, shut up, and do good work. On those catalog jobs, I met Claudia Schiffer one day. And then one day I met a famous stylist named Patty Wilson. And then I met a famous stylist named Magdalena. And they all said, would you like to work with me, like outside of this freelance? And I started taking these little freelance jobs. And because of those jobs, it got bigger and bigger. So I went from 50 a day to 75 to 150 till I was finally booking 10,000 a day. But from that, Patty, I went on Maybelline and I started doing little tiny side jobs. And then I met a photographer that Patty didn't want. And I started doing like little tiny Levi's jobs. And then the big hit was Lauren Hutton. And Lauren Hutton dragged me to Revlon. And then the client at Revlon was watching me work, and she goes, "Do you want to do Limited Express with us?" And then that got me Patrick DeMarchelier. He just passed away, one of the most famous photographers. And then Patrick got me Janet Jackson. And then Janet Jackson got me Tina Turner. And then Kevyn Aucoin got me Tina Turner. And Tina Turner got me, Tori Amos. And then I did all the Kevin. So every level. And the whole thing was, when I was young, I wanted it so bad. The ego was not there yet, and I would do anything. I was a people pleaser. I was codependent. And Cindy Crawford once said this to me, and I'll never forget it. She goes, "Only hire codependent people to do anything you want." And I thought about what a terrible thing to say. And then years later, I thought, no, that's a fabulous thing to say because it's the truth. These codependent people pleasers, which is what I was, are the best people because they're the greatest people. They do everything you want. They get the work done and they please you. So I was that for the beginning of my career, but I guess I also had talent and I could also put things together. And that started when I used to sit in my mom's room and I used to tell her, "Not those earrings, put on those earrings," or don't wear that skirt, wear that shirt. And my mom was very open about that until it flipped and she said, "Stop telling me how to get dressed, go be a man." So
isn't it amazing how the flip happens?
yeah, it is. You know why it was amazing? Because I said to my brother the other day, my mom was going out somewhere and she said, "Could you set the back of my hair for this event?" And I looked at my brother and he was sitting on the couch and I said, "Remember when I played with dolls? Remember when I had that Christie doll with the long hair?" And I said, "Our aunt made fun of me and said, 'Why is he playing with dolls and doing their hair?' And I said, 'Now your mother is asking me to do her hair. Do you see how?'" Me and my brother were just laughing because it's like, look how this flips. Now it's okay. Doing the hair is not going to make me like a boy. I'm sorry to tell you,
Have you ever told, I've always been told and still told, especially by my dad, "Jim, you should have gone into comedy." Have you ever, because you have a comedic side that is so automatic that I find the timing is fantastic. Have people ever said, get into comedy at all?
My friend Jennifer Turbo is a comedian down in, where is she? She's in Louisiana. And she said, "You've got to go do stand-up." And I'm thinking to myself, I just like using this when I'm with my friends. I like using this when I'm on a show, when I'm on a TV show like this. And I just think it's funny. And I think it's what keeps us going during these days when we've been on these shoots till 4 and 5 in the morning with Janet Jackson, and you're sitting on the set. And if you watch some of my old YouTube videos, you have to laugh because you cannot believe that this is your life, that you're working so hard. You've worked 24 hours around the clock, and you really give a shit if Janet Jackson's half leather jacket is going to fall off or stay on. So at some point you have to figure out what's going to be important and what's going to keep you going. So I think the humor has always kept us going, but I come from a family where there's a lot of, take the piss out of yourself. Don't take yourself too seriously. My brother got mad at me today because I was actually building a 6-foot wooden fence in the backyard as I'm trying to pass a kidney stone. Hello, 4 weeks later. And my brother said, "You know how strong you are that you're out here working?" And I said, "Yeah, but I knocked down the level." And he got mad at me. And I'm thinking, I'm 57 years old. I have dressed every celebrity in the world. I have worked with presidents. I've worked with heads of state, but I dropped the level and I'm a loser all of a sudden again. And you just have to laugh because I don't think your family's ever going to get it. Your family's never going to understand that. I got arrested in Napoli when I was 21 because I carried couture across the country without a carnet for Lauren Hutton. And I was in jail in Italy for 9 hours with German shepherds and submachine guns. I can handle dropping a level. I give up. You can't win. The people out there there's people that are like, some of Janet Jackson's fans are like, "We don't like you and we can't stand you, blah, blah." And it's like, guys, I'm regular. If you don't like it,
I'm regular.
This is how this works. This is the real world. And what do you want to do? You want me to be fabulous like the other ones out there? I'll say one thing. When it comes to celebrities and stylists. And if I'm talking too much, Jim, stop me.
Not at all. This is fantastic.
But it's like
Yeah.
you have Carson Kressley, and you mentioned Clinton Kelly before. Clinton Kelly was a nightmare. He's the worst person I ever met. And I'm going to be honest with you. America can only have one fabulous queen at a time. And the problem is, that's never how I sold myself. So Carson Kressley's on every show, every show, every show. And, you know, all those shows, they call me too. I say no. I was supposed to be in Queer Eye for the Straight Girl. I said no. There's some things I don't want to do. But America goes, we love Clinton Kelly. He's so great. And then they get stuck on that one guy. And that one guy does every show because these young producers don't look for new people. Then they get stuck on Carson Kressley. How long is this Carson Kressley thing going to last? I can't take another minute. But there's got to be more guys that are funny in fashion that can do a show. I mean, I had a show. And we were the top ad-driven cable show on television. We made it a hit, and it lasted for 15 years. I just couldn't do it another minute. I couldn't take it. I'm so used to being behind the scenes. I don't need to be on camera. I could give a shit. But I did like meeting the people, and I did like, you know, it helped me get on shopping channels and get to meet ladies. But working with Stacey was a nightmare. And trying to be fake and read these lines was a nightmare. So I was always getting in trouble because I was making up jokes as we went along. A lady was wearing a polyester bodysuit, and she was complaining about it being too hot. And I said, fire in the hole. You know, and they cut me and they bleep me out, but it's like, honey, it's a bodysuit. You got snapped on there for a reason. Unsnap them. Hello. Can I tell you one more? The worst one.
Can I tell you one more?
You guys,
they're all choking with laughter. All the lovities they're like.
This is not body shaming. I don't body shame. I love women up to 4X. Yeah. I dress everybody. Everybody knows that. But I was on HSN and I was talking to Colleen Lopez, who I love. She was my co-host. And when I'm on with Colleen and she starts.
Oh, yeah. She's been around for a long time on Home Shopping Network. Huh?
Your heaven.
Yes.
So the phone rings and the viewer goes, hi. You can probably still find this. She goes, hi. She goes, she had a very low voice. And you never know if people are pranking you. She goes, I'm 4'9". I'm a size 28. I'm going bald on top. And my hips are wider than my shoulders, and my shoulders are wider than my head. And I'm like, is this Danny DeVito? But I mean, I said it live on television. The bloops and the 5-second delay, they went crazy. And I said, oh, no, I'm just kidding. And they all laughed.
It turned out to be Blanche from Canarsie, huh?
Yeah, hello. No, it was Rhea Perlman, his wife. Hello. But for someone to say I'm 5'1", I have no hair, it's like, oh, okay, Danny, I'll handle that. Put on a pencil skirt and a jacket. It's going to be fine. That's not how you handle that. You teach them how to love their body just as it is. You teach them that you're great as you are. You teach them that with humor, that I can dress anybody, and I'm going to show you how to look in the mirror with eyes of love.
Yes.
And I'm going to show you how to look at that stomach that had that baby and not hate it. You bore a child. Those are not your mother's thighs. Those are your thighs. And those thighs carried your baby upstairs at night when you were nursing that baby. You have to start seeing your body for why you love it. You have to start understanding that every scar is a map, a roadmap back to your heart. I mean, you guys out there, you're magic. And I can show you why you're great. I can tell you why you're great. And I can prove to you when I dress you how you can even be better. And that's the magic of this. And when I do it, I mean it. None of it's fake. It's real.
Right. Exactly. Beautifully said. Absolutely. Beautifully said. So, you know, obviously you have had this illustrious career dressing some of the most famous people in the world. And I'm sure,
no, it's not buckets.
That's right. You form friendships too along the way, don't you?
Yeah. Cindy.
Yeah.
Cindy met me on Revlon.
Mm-hmm.
It was so great to me that she insisted. Celebrities back then had a list. And if you were on the list, you were on the list at different levels. So I was number one on Cindy's list. Whenever she had a job, they'd call me first to see if I was available to be a stylist. So because Cindy put me on her list, I did Revlon with Cindy for 9 years, almost every day. She changed my life. And because I was on her list. Then I was on Vendela Kirstenbaum's list, Sports Illustrated model. Then I was on Lauren Hutton's list. Then I was on Claudia Schiffer's list. And the most fun thing was when you were trying to please all the girls at once, where you had to run from set to set. And then I left the business to go do celebrities. That's when I got involved with Tina Turner and Janet Jackson. And I started going on world tours and doing videos. So I've had a really, really, really fun life. And it's funny because I'm trying to do it again. But I said, my friend last week goes, you did it all already. You really want to do it again? And I thought, man, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it's been fun already and that's it, right?
You've already done it, but enjoyed the ride. Still enjoy it, right? You're finding pleasure in it. I mean, obviously it's changed a lot. Everything has changed.
I love, like I'm going out with someone tomorrow named Shannon. She met me. This is what you can tell your people. This is what I do.
The Lovinies, yeah.
Well, I book time now. If you find me on Instagram or Facebook, I book 45-minute sessions like this, where we go through your closets with a phone on Zoom, and I help you dress for events and get ready for your different things. And I met a lady on named Shannon. We're going shopping in New York tomorrow. She's got the Uber coming. She flew in. And I'm going to get in the car. We're going to lunch at Bergdorf Goodman, and we're going to shop for Alexander McQueen suit jackets. But it's like there's nothing better than showing somebody. There's nothing better than showing somebody the very best parts of themselves and showing them how to make it shine, even if you feel like you're 90, 100, 200 pounds overweight. There's nothing better because there's no such thing as overweight or plus size. We call it beautiful size. And it's like, I love showing you how to put the pieces together to look the best you can look. It's the best part of my job. And I don't care about celebrities. I was starstruck a few times. I was starstruck with Barbara Streisand. I was starstruck with, you know who I love? Dixie Carter. Remember from Designing Women? What a great woman. And, you know, only a couple of people I've been starstruck with. But you know what? I'm telling you, my psychic once told me, Maria Papapetros, she said, the best people, you're going to have a talk show someday. And I've turned down 2. You asked if I'm going to be a comedian. I've turned down 2 talk shows. She goes, but the best, you're going to have 2 guests. One is going to be a celebrity, and the other one's going to be a real person who survived cancer, someone who has survived, you know, losing their parents. And she goes, you are going to get famous for the real people because you love real people so much. And I said, how can I not love real people? I'm one.
That's right. Exactly. That's how I look at it. All my years on television, radio, and all, I always am looking towards inspiring and empowering and bringing people together, because there is a lot of superficial, there's a lot of fads and flavor of the month and all that out there. And although it seems exciting and all of that, it's I've always said I never follow the cattle, but the cattle doesn't know I'm not following them.
I love that. But you know, the thing is, what you do is you want to feed the cattle. I'm just typing my Instagram address for someone that's asking. You want to feed the cattle. And if you feed the cattle will keep following you. So you feed them with your kind words here. You feed them with your little bits of wisdom, and then the cattle will follow you. You don't have to chase the cattle, because you know what? I tell you, you start to learn, every single person listening within our voice right now, they don't even respect how much they have to share, because every small experience, forget celebrity, forget all this garbage, every experience, every baby born, every ectopic pregnancy, every baby lost.
Yes.
Every single experience, you use those to help someone. My partner committed suicide in 2010.
I know.
Yeah. I use that now because I just contacted Ashley Judd's, best friend, her makeup artist, my friend Moira. And when I found out today that her mother shot herself, I just thought and while Ashley was there, I know exactly what the next 12 years are going to feel like. I know it. And what you do in your pain, you share your story and you change the world. In your pain, you share your story and you change the world. My friend, George Colosa, is at Memorial Sloan Kettering now. He has glioblastoma, a brain tumor, the most gorgeous man you have ever met. You can look him up, G. Colosa, on Instagram, and his boyfriend, Justin. And they took us on a 6-week journey of chemo for this brain tumor. And you know what? I sat on my Instagram and cried, because he's changing the world in his pain.
The pain.
And when you change the world in your pain, you transform your pain into teaching. And then all of a sudden, you've actually changed the world. And you don't know you changed the world. So it's good to figure out before you pass away from something or before you survive cancer, know that in changing the world, if there's no ego involved and it comes from God and it comes from your heart, you're going to shift this planet. You want to know how to shift the planet? You think you don't matter? You know what matters? This hour we did today matters. And it
Yes.
matters because me and Jim spoke before about you all loving yourself and finding the best you in this next hour. And the best you isn't in a book. It's not on TV. It's not on Instagram. It's not on YouTube. The best you is when you sit alone and you have to face those demons that tell you terrible things about yourself. Because if you remember today,
That's right.
when you're sitting alone, you remember that I'm telling you right now that I love you exactly as you are, any body type. If you're in an abusive relationship, you can get out, or you can survive until you get out. I have a friend right now who's struggling with an abusive husband. I can't save her, but I can tell her I love her. I can show up. She could have my number if she needs help.
Yeah.
Just if we would just show up for everybody, if we would show up
Yes.
for each other, simple ways. I had a neighbor that said, "Oh, I want to kill myself. I'm losing my house. I want to kill myself." I can't save her.
No.
Suicide is mental illness, but what I can do is direct her to a therapist if she can afford it.
Right.
To my therapist, give her Danielle Steele's book when her son died. There's always there's a site called American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Someone sent me there after I found my boyfriend hanging in my garage. Hello. And I found my way because of one line that someone wrote on that website. I found my way. And then Danielle Steele's book about her son, she surrounded her son with all these workers that really were mental health workers, but she called them publicists and security. And even though he was completely surrounded, he killed himself, surrounded by 16 people. So
Yeah.
Anderson Cooper's brother, I mean, poor Gloria, sitting with her sons on a terrace and he jumps off the other side. So I guess what I'll say is that in other people's suicides, failure, alcoholism, drugs, none of it's your fault. None of it's your fault. In your own alcoholism, drug addiction, self-hate, self-body hate, anorexia, none of that's your fault. We're all a mess. So together, let's try to figure out how to get good mental health care. Isn't that this month is mental health month, right? Let's try to figure out, and you can write me on Instagram and Facebook. Jim will give you the contacts, and I'll talk and I'll direct you, because I can talk about fashion all day. I can tell you if the Super Bowl happened or didn't. Most functioning wardrobe in history. But what I really can tell you is how much I love you, just as you are.
Yeah.
And,
Exactly.
I've had some people lately. I got some death threats from Janet Jackson fans because somebody put me in a documentary that said I planned it all, and they were posting.
Oh, the whole wardrobe malfunction Super Bowl thing. Oh,
They
that
were
you
posting,
planned
they were
it.
posting
Oh.
my mom's address, and they said they were going to come murder me and kill me.
Oh.
Somebody last night wrote me. Said, I can't find my phone. Somebody sent me a terrible email. They said, "You fat, sweaty, horrible man. That's why you don't put your picture on Facebook, because you're such a horrible human being." And I thought to myself, "Is that my ex-boyfriend calling?" No, I'm kidding.
I was just about to say.
And there's no phone number. I couldn't find it, but I thought, who doesn't like me that much? What have I done? But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because you know what? I like me now.
You would like me now. Exactly. Well,
And that's for all of you guys. You get rid of your haters, but the first hater to get rid of is yourself.
that's right. Exactly. Self-loathing is the worst. Matter of fact, we do have the image.
Who's that?
Yeah, I was going to say that. Who did that? They did a great job.
This is an amazing artist. You guys can find him on Instagram and on Facebook. His name is Glenn Hanson, GlenHanson. I think it's one N. GlennHanson.com. He's done some of your favorites. He's done most of your favorite celebrities. He does it on mugs and shower curtains, and he'll
Come on the show. I'd love to have him on the show as a guest.
I'll connect you with him, and he'll do your portraits. He's a great guy, and you will absolutely fall in love with.
Very talented.
The talent is scandalous, but he did this for me.
Really
I was
nice.
doing a clothing line with my friend Mary called Threadline. Mary Roma. She owns all those Wow gyms at the Jersey Shore. Her and her husband and me were doing a clothing line, and we had our caricatures done. But, Mary and Steve have the same message. Wow upside down is mom. So the gyms were created by Mary, and she wants you to have self-love. There's private rooms for ladies' classes, and there's things that make you feel special. So
Yeah.
I don't know why in the pandemic we all forgot that we had to help each other feel important. Something got lost during that pandemic, and this personal space, and I have my rights. Who cares about your rights? Just love each other.
Yeah. We do have a couple of nostalgic clips that we want to show here. You doing your thing, going back in time a little bit, because you are, incredibly talented. As much as you are raw and real and authentic, you do have a talent, and a lot of the talent is what has carried you through as well. Patience, resilience, empathy, compassion, but also
cuteness.
That as well. But here are some of his TV prowess as well, gang. We've got some great photos and other cool things I know you're looking forward to seeing. Our very special guest, Rodney Dangerfield, is in the house. I mean, not Lucas. There is a similarity in the eye.
I like a Dom DeLuise comic, though. That's a good
I get
comic.
no respect. I get no respect.
I
Dom DeLuise.
I get no respect. Hey.
Here he is, gang.
Richard, you almost had the beautiful Prada, so if you wanted this, you're not getting it. Don't blame me.
Celebrity stylist Wayne Scot Lukas says that with a little creativity, you can get her look for less.
Hello. Her clothes are designer, but you could find them in, Middle America. It's all over the place.
For Wayne, where you shop is just as important as what you buy.
Hello.
Begins his search at Screaming Mimi's.
Come in, I'll take you to the inner sanctum of what we do as stylists in New York. Don't tell anyone. This is perfect. This is just like the Prada tube top. This is $40 here. You can probably get it in other thrift stores. They even have these new, like at H&M and at Macy's and at Bloomingdale's. This could actually be perfect. This is from Lord & Taylor, Yvonne Picone, old amazing skirt. How good is this? This is perfect. Hello. This is $55. I think this is an amazing shoe for the Prada look because it looks like the shoe, it has the strap. It's $14. I mean, the shoe that Sarah wore probably is $890. I actually need a really good black shoe for this next Calvin Klein dress, so I think it's amazing. So you go for a really skinny heel that makes your legs look long. You go for a really point that makes you almost, it kind of pulls the leg long and down. And the Calvin Klein dress we're going to do is really short with really long legs. So this is the shoe that we're going to take. I think it's great, and I think the price is good at $26. Hello. Douglas Hannett. This is $40. This dress probably sold at Bergdorf in New York and at Macy's and Bloomingdale's for probably like $600.
He begins on the Prada recreation by adorning the skirt with inexpensive appliques and fabric adhesive.
You want to press it where the pleat naturally pleats so you don't ruin a crease. You don't want to have that get in the way. And give it a few minutes and it dries and it stays forever. It's almost like sewing it on. And there's your embroidered Sarah Jessica Parker dress. Here's the great dress from Tokyo 7 for $40 that we found.
Wayne shortens a hemline and makes a slit on the sleeve to get the Calvin Klein silhouette. Then he takes it in and alters the collar.
This outfit is so major. This is a $40 dress from Tokyo 7. It's very easy to look elegant like a star. And this is the kind of stuff you should do.
I think his name is Wayne.
The big color for spring you're going to find is not really a color at all. It's actually whites, it's pastels, it's khakis. A lot of army khakis. Army's coming back in a really weird way. Army as fashion.
Dafür fehlt die Zeit. Dafür gibt's ja Wayne.
I think you are very corny.
That's right. New York stylist Wayne Scot Lukas has advised Janet Jackson, Cindy Crawford, and Shania Twain on what to wear.
I think you need to look into my flavor because you're whack. In fact, Busta Rhymes, why don't you fire that person? Put me on, and he'll do it in their face. But this is just the way he gets down.
Pink. I really don't think, I mean, if you want to play the game, go for pink, but I wouldn't go for pink. Key items for spring, I would say, are a big pair of baggy cargo pants that are worn loose on the hips for women. a tight little t-shirt, whether it's a boy's t-shirt or a tight little knit shirt, and like a hoodie or a sweatshirt with a little hood on the back, crop short, kind of tight.
The styling of the clothes, the styling of the clothes, the styling of the clothing. Right, okay, now shout out the brother, because you done talked about him all crazy.
There's going to be the whole hippie thing coming in. The hippie thing has to be done really well. Think Stevie Nicks on her best day. Everything is more down, everything's more street, everything's more dirty at every level, even at celebrity level. Athletic style clothes, army style clothes, blue collar worker style clothes are really going to be in. Get a pair of UPS pants and wear those with a bra top and a little sweatshirt.
Who helped you get this in?
Wayne Lucas. Wayne always helps me.
Janet's the bomb. The body's the bomb. I'm lucky enough to have... The most amazing thing about Janet is that I'm lucky enough to have a body like that to work with.
And check out the guy who put those clothes on Janet's back. Stylist Scot Lukas took her video shoot by storm.
We came with 27 chunks and about 2 truckloads like this. 1 whole truckload is for Janet.
When it all comes together, the result is one hot video.
And thank God for Wayne, because I'd be lost without him right now.
Lucas showed us the cleavage tricks of the stars at Barney's New York. Tricks that will change your look from this to this. The first step, a good push-up bra.
You can do amazing enhancement of body parts with this bra. This is a major secret. Put this inside the cup, and you pull your breast in toward the center to create that center cleavage. You like your hips, you don't like your legs, you don't like your arms, you can enhance your cleavage and your eyes go right there.
Where is Wayne when I need him? Where is Wayne when I need him?
For what they're calling a celebrity fashion stylist now, the price can be exorbitant. It's anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 a day, maybe $5,000 a day. Hello.
Scot Lukas can easily run over $10,000.
Thank God for Wayne.
The price for a good designer dress that you can almost guarantee no one else is going to wear is between $10,000 and $15,000. Hello. For original, we're talking $150,000, $200,000. Hello. Shoes, between $500 and $900 for a pair of nice, decent shoes. Hello. $275, $345 a pair for stockings, $300 for a bra. Hello. $200 for a G-string. Hello. I know it sounds crazy, but it's Hollywood.
Now here comes some no-holds-barred fashion makeovers. The criticism comes hard and fast as experts tear apart style-challenged volunteers on TV. Our Maria Menounos is here with the highlights. Maria?
Bob, the series is called What Not to Wear. With the use of hidden cameras and face-to-face criticism, it transforms these victims of mismatched wardrobes into visions of beauty and elegance.
Stacey, now! This is enough! I can't watch any more of this. Unhand that puppy back!
What is it? What is it?
I need some serious help.
Help is just what stylist Scot Lukas and Stacey London will be offering.
We say things that we feel that we know everybody is thinking. 1, 2, yuck. Like a major bad haunted marching band. You went from lentil soup to a hot tamale. Stop! You can't talk anymore if you put that shoe on with a stocking toe. We don't need to see a Frankenstein foot either.
Clunky, chunky.
A big clunky, chunky monkey. That shoe is like a pilgrim foot. It's a pilgrim foot. Those shoes came over on the Mayflower. Get rid of the unibrow. A plucky, plucky, a pulley, pulley, a breaky, breaky, a throwaway. It's pale.
I do not have a unibrow, but I do not have a unibrow.
2 caterpillars crawling across your forehead. That is the worst bar mitzvah outfit I've ever seen. And why is that a special blouse?
Because it's for my mom.
Does your mom not like you? Hello? Covered. Hello? Covered. One more time. Hello?
Okay, Wayne.
I have never in the history of me seen anything uglier on someone so pretty and young.
Put me back there for a second.
I'm desperately wanting sex for you, Eileen.
Wayne said he wanted sex, so I'm giving him sex.
Hello, Morristown. Cleavage.
When I think of fashion, I think of roadway and designer and glamour.
When I think about fashion, I think about the roadway.
Maybe runway.
Hello? 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 What is roadway? This is totally tough love.
Next up, cleaning out the closet. The show, which begins its series run in March, arms its subjects with $5,000 to shop for new clothes under watchful eyes. Hair and makeup stylists complete the makeover.
Wow. How'd you do that?
By the way, Wayne has been a top fashion stylist for 16 years and has designed costumes for stars like Janet Jackson and Tina Turner.
Work it.
And that's just the short list.
And that's an old video too, right?
Yes. Yeah, that goes back a little bit, huh?
Can you imagine? I was a skinny little lady there.
And that was 16 years. 16 years.
Video. It's 31 years now I've been styling.
Could you believe that?
Yeah.
Yes. That's really, really cool.
You know, it's funny to watch that because I haven't watched that actually in years. So it's interesting to watch it again. The one on my website is more current stuff, but it's just been doing this a very long time. So, you know, I love what I've done. I love how much fun it's been, and you know, it's all been good. That's Tassel Me. That was a big job. This really rich lady had these curtain tassels from a company that she was that was going bankrupt. So we took the curtain tassels, we made them into this waist cinching belt, and it became the most amazing thing ever. We sold out 3 million the first night in an infomercial, like 10 minutes.
Wow.
I'm getting ahead of myself here. First, I really need to introduce you to a very special guest.
Wayne, where are you? I need you now. That's why I eat Special K. It's a classic, just like Wayne.
You know why celebrities look so great? Because they have a celebrity fashion stylist. I've been one for 25 years. I'm going to show you how to take my basic Lukas-style techno cotton pieces, this, and make it look like that. You want dressing to be easy and simple. You have other things to think about. I want to show you how to take this, and that, and make it look like that. Get ready.
Wayne is the fabulous Wayne.
For what they're calling a celebrity fashion stylist now, the price can be exorbitant. It's anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 a day, maybe $5,000 a day. Hello.
Wayne Scot Lukas can easily run over $10,000.
Thank God for Wayne.
My guest is no stranger to television. He was co-host of the hit show What Not to Wear and has frequently lent his expert opinion to the Home Shopping Network.
It's on me. No, you're right, though.
If it works on Colleen, it'll work on anyone. I love it. No, the shawl's a good piece. I love it.
I am super comfortable.
It's easy. You wrap it on. You can make it if you feel comfortable about your body, get it bigger and looser and let it hang down and give you a bare back. If you don't like your body, pull it higher over your bra. You can also put a lace bra with it.
But he's most well known as a stylist to the stars with an enviable list of celebrity clients that includes all the stars you see here. His work can be seen in countless magazines and has even been exhibited at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. You recognize the stars. Well, you know the magazines. Now meet the man. Today, Wayne joins us to talk about something he's very passionate about, the Tassel Me. Please welcome my co-host, Wayne Scot Lukas. Hi, Wayne.
I'm so glad to be back.
Yay.
Our own shopping channel.
Hello.
How good did we do?
Hello.
Is that great? I love that. It's really exciting to see you again. I'm so glad that we have your fans are here. People that love you are here. Well, it's great to have the ladies back.
Well, you know, you and I are very passionate about fashion. You have worked with some of the biggest names in the world. And the reason why they come to you, and I mean, this is only my opinion, but you have an eye of how to make a woman feel beautiful and reassured in the clothing that she's wearing. And I've seen this on the runways, and when I see this, I now know it's you.
To get this.
That's a really cool clip, Wayne.
That was a big. Listen. It's been a big career. I got to tell you, it's been a lot of fun. A lot of good people. Kelly came from all the. Everybody knows her. This plus size, great host from all the shopping channels. Kelly came and worked with me. Kelly Rapacci. She's wonderful. A lot of women know her. It's been fun. It's been fun. And that reel that you just saw, that reel was done. I think I finished that one 10 years ago. So there's been 10 more years of work since this reel. So it's just been.
It's incredible.
It's been a lot.
We've got another clip.
Yeah? I think you can let the back part of it down, yeah. And the back though. Yeah. Hey Wayne, the right here, the hemline of the coat. See how part of it is coming up? But you're gonna yeah.
And if not, I'll get it.
Okay.
Is that okay for you?
Yeah, let me see the first fold right now.
When she stands up, it's straight and you move it. I mean, I can do it so that it really does it.
Exactly. It's either one way or the other. There's no in between.
There's no in between. That's not in between.
Always the jokester.
Tell us what that was for. It sounded like somebody was also warming up and practiced.
It's very interesting to watch back because you know, I was a spokesperson for Spiegel, and I was also the stylist, and I was also a model. So I'm watching this thinking to myself, how did I do those days where I was on the set styling them? That's the infamous Daniela Pestova, who we all love, Sports Illustrated, everything, Victoria's Secret, and these great relationships. But I'm thinking, how did I do all that? And then the person, you picked a really interesting clip because the person videotaping me is my partner that killed himself. So it was interesting just then to hear his voice. So that's a sign that what we spoke about is important, because that's his voice. That's his voice. What did he say? Something like, it's always something.
Told you I'm very intuitive and empathetic and operate from this higher consciousness thing, I've been told. So
it's the only way.
I tell you, it's exactly right. Got some more really fabulous photos that you were kind enough to send along. Look at this one, huh?
Oh, that was my 40th birthday. That's Deborah Cox, the infamous Deborah Cox, and that's me, and that's Janet. And someone had given me a diamond bracelet, so I don't wear diamond bracelets. Well, I actually have one on now, but I was that was my 40th birthday party. My friend Randy Florkey, his partner is Sean P. Maloney. He's a senator, an infamous senator right now. And they threw me a 40th birthday party. And I'm telling you, Deborah Cox came, Janet Jackson came. It was in an apartment. It was, see how casual it was. It was like the nicest birthday.
Really nice. I love this too.
Oh, that's all the years with Janet. That was me and Janet the night of her Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, the bottom picture. When you look at your screen, the top left picture is the day I met Janet Jackson 30 years ago. She's 5'1", tiny there. I had dark hair. The second picture was years later. The third picture was on All For You. And that bottom picture was our reunion maybe 3 years ago. And she was on the stage. She invited me to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I wasn't going to go. And she said, please come as my guest. And I went, and on stage, if you go on YouTube, she said, Janet's a tune, Kevyn Aucoin, and Wayne Scott Lukas. The three people in my life that when I felt like I couldn't make it and I couldn't go on, they made me feel beautiful. There was no reason for Janet to say my name as the only stylist in her storied 50-year career. Wow. So it's one of the best moments of my life. And that was the after party afterward.
Really nice.
Yeah, really special night. That was, we had just finished a shoot for Revlon and Kay Jewelers in Florida. And that was Cindy Crawford's birthday on this big yacht. And it was a private party. And me and Cindy were like, I don't think she was with Richard Gere yet, but we were like on the dance floor, like dirty dancing on the dance floor. So, I mean, I don't look that much different. Let me see.
Yeah, everything's the same. Yeah. Cheeks, the eyes are the same. Teeth. You still have all the teeth.
It's this hair. What am I going to do with this hair, girl?
That's great.
I had more hair. Oh, you know who that is? Guess who that is?
Katie Couric, I know on the right, our right. Who's on the left?
Timothy White is an infamous photographer, Timothy White, and he was the first photographer to ever get a Rolling Stone contract for the cover. Yeah. Timothy has shot, if you go to timothywhite.com, he has shot every single celebrity that you love and know. He shot the infamous Home Alone poster with Macaulay Culkin. Every shot you've seen, Timothy has shot. And he got me started on celebrities that were like more TV stars. So we dressed Katie Couric like an old film star, and we used this old camera for this shot. And I do love Katie. She is really more than you can imagine a great person. I've been lucky.
Have you read her new book? She's got that new book out too.
Well, my book that I'm doing right now, Wardrobe Malfunctions, is scandalous, and no publishing company would pick it up. And then Katie's book came out, and it says all the same scandalous stuff. And I even talk about Katie and a little bit of her lesbian nanny in mine. Hello. So watch for my book. We're trying to put a deal together right now to see who's gonna do it. But it's a page turner. I got to tell you, I talk about everything.
Well, when you have the book, we'll have to have you come back for sure.
Totally. That's my best friend. You see this bracelet here? Let me see. See this bracelet? This one. This is a Cartier Love bracelet. And they're really special. You put them on, they're 18 karat gold, and you put them on with an 18 karat gold screwdriver. And whoever puts it on you loves you forever. And she's my best friend. Her name is Cara Young, and she actually bought this for me, and she screwed it on me, and it can never come off because she holds the screwdriver. So it's kind of great to have that with me, my friend Sandra, and Cara. The three of us all have one, and we all screwed them on each other. So we're.
And she has the screwdriver, so you can't get it off because she has.
You pass the screwdriver, and then the person that holds the screwdriver holds your heart and holds your heart forever.
Wow, that's a great.
That's my best friend. Cara posed for me recently in a Tina Turner in the Versace top you saw earlier. And she did this NFT with me with Tina Turner, which is coming out very soon with Katana Productions. Cara wore the Tina Turner dress. There's a lot of photos on Instagram of her. And she was in Victoria's Secret. Cara was, she's been in everything. She was a Sports Illustrated supermodel. Cara's just a real bon vivant. She dated, what's his name? Shirley MacLaine's brother, Warren Beatty. I mean, she's been around.
Oh, yeah, Warren Beatty,
She's got a great husband now, Peter. She's got great kids, and she's a best friend. We met when she was modeling 30 years ago, and we're still together. And she's carried me through a lot of heavy things that I think when you find a good friend, you keep them.
Yes, you don't need 1,000, just a few really good, solid ones. We learn that as time goes on. Yes.
Lucky. And she's still working, and she's still an amazing model. Best friends with Christy Turlington, best friends with Stephanie Seymour. It's a nice crowd. Like, everybody's still friends, and everybody, gets along. So Cara has really kept me connected, because after my boyfriend died, I told you all out there, I didn't want to go out. And Cara forced me. She found me on Instagram after 15 years, and she forced me out. The only reason why I came back out the door was because of Cara.
Yeah. Thank God for people like that in our lives.
Well, I want each one of us out there to be a person like that in someone's life. Like Cara's an angel. When you see a person suffering, drag them out. Bring over dinner.
Reach out.
Bring over a Slurpee from 7-Eleven. Anything to open the connection and talk about why people are valuable and why they deserve to have good lives. I mean, that's the magic.
Exactly right. Oh my God, I'm craving a Slurpee from 7-Eleven right now.
I know. I had a Coke one, and I don't drink Coke because.
Oh, remember those?
Oh my God, they're so good. My brother goes, "Go get Slurpees," and I'm like, "Oh shit, bitch, I'm getting Slurpees."
Suddenly, you're 10 years old again. Did you go to White Castle after?
No, I'm getting Slurpees, motherfucker.
Slurpees in White Castle. Oh my God.
We didn't have White Castle. We had that's my horse. Oh my God, that makes me cry. At 45 years old, decided I wanted to be an equestrian. And I bought a horse. His name was Patrizio. He was $45,000. I didn't have it, but I bought it. And he ended up appraising for $195,000 years later. He became a winner, just like the Kentucky Derby recently. I bought this horse. He was skinny. He was very big. He was 18-1, which is very big horse. And we fell in love with each other. And somebody just wrote to me, and they said, you'll always be his horse, and he'll always, makes me cry. Isn't that crazy? They said, you'll always be his horse, and he'll always be your horse. You'll always be his person. And then she said, she was my trainer. She said, her name was Callan Solemn. And she said, he spent most of his time trying to please you. And it
horses can be
heart.
Very healing. There's a whole thing with that horse, healing therapy with horses.
Well, he ended up working with autistic children. I put him in a rescue on the Jersey Shore, and he ended up working with autistic children. They would come in, they would paint them, and they would talk to him. And he retired okay. His death wasn't great, but he was huge and he was gorgeous. He lived till about 28 years old, but that $45,000 investment ended up becoming one of the best winners.
Beautiful.
And I was winning first place at 45 years old because the horse took care of me.
Yeah.
That's him again. That's Patrizio.
That's so great.
And that's me and Cara. We just did that shoot for Tina Turner, and I still love her. And the jobs are like that. They're fun and they're crazy. And how lucky am I to do that?
Yes. Yeah. Look at that shot. Wow.
Yeah. That was when I just got him. So to just get a horse and have a photographer there, and he reached over me and he put his head down on me, and he kept wanting to snuggle. You see, I have his lead rein in my hand, but I had nothing else to make him I didn't know that horses could be dangerous either. Then I just fell in love with them, so I did it.
Absolutely. That's a great shot, Tina Turner.
That is me and Tina Turner. We are on something called Table Mountain in South Africa. It is one of the biggest mountains in Africa. And we shot a video and a commercial on top of the mountain. Now, the joke of this story is, look at, I'm wearing a New Jersey Beach t-shirt, a Long Beach Island t-shirt. I got traveler's diarrhea because we're in Cape Town, South Africa, and I drank the ice. And I had to get in a tram and take a tram 30 minutes up the side of this mountain, and she was wearing all white, and I'm like, this could be a disaster. That's my Tina Turner Table Mountain story. So I got
if you survive something like that, then you're friends for life. That's for sure.
Listen, and I got to travel around the world. I did world traveling. Someone is asking how I can say, I'll hold on that picture. Someone named Jane is asking how I can say suicide is a mental health issue. What I'll say quickly is suicide is a mental health issue, and suicide is preventable. So Jane, you can always, you can email me and I'll send you links. It is preventable. Outside reasons don't cause someone to kill themselves. Outside reasons cause someone to be distressed enough to kill themselves. But you can get help for it, and I can help you get help for it, and I can take you to places where you can get really good help. And then some people may go through with it anyway. And that's okay too, because every single bit of life is a blessing. Live, dead, how you died, but it is a mental health issue, and I will help you any way I can, or help anybody you know. That was a picture of me and Janet. Janet was going to play Lena Horne in the Lena Horne biopic. And we were on the set of the infamous photographer, Annie Leibovitz, who was the meanest person, the meanest person I ever met. Hello, Annie. What a bitch. But this was a great shot. I custom made this dress, and if you Google, you can search that dress, and it's the exact same dress that Lena Horne wore in a film. But what I did was I went to Russell James, and then the necklace is real diamonds sewn to the dress. And just before Janet was going to do the movie, Lena Horne's family came out against her because of the wardrobe malfunction, and they got her canceled from the movie. Biggest mistake they ever made.
Wow. That's
shady, right? Even for celebrities. That's amazing. That is my assistant Hampton behind me, and that is me and Tina Turner on the set of, remember she did the Hanes stocking commercials?
Oh, yes, that's right.
While we did the Hanes stocking commercials, we also did 2 videos, Missing You in Another Video, and an album cover, and more ads. But the idea was to dress Tina Turner with Peter Lindbergh, who's just passed away, one of my favorite photographers. And we did it with the Arnell group and Sarah Arnell and Peter Arnell. Sarah is my good friend still now, has helped me very much. But she was one of the art director, creative directors. And the idea was to make Tina look like she was rehearsing backstage on a Hollywood set like old Judy Garland. So I put her in a big sweater. I put her in great Hanes stockings and great high heel shoes. And it was an amazing campaign. I think she made so much money off that. But it was the first time that someone's legs had been insured for that, for a campaign. And then we did the concert tour. It was really a special time, but that was all shot in Hollywood. That's when I was in Hollywood. I was in Hollywood all the time. I was either doing Janet Jackson or Tina Turner, and I was living at Shutters Hotel at the beach. Hello.
Were you really?
And when I did wardrobe malfunction, I was the most functioning wardrobe in history. I was living at Shutters in like a witness protection program. I wasn't allowed to talk to people. I wasn't allowed to see people. I had to hide for months.
This is unbelievable.
It was terrible. Yeah, it was terrible. But it was terrible. It's all in my book. If anybody is going to have the guts to publish it, it's really fun.
Yeah.
Really fun.
So there is interest. People are.
We've had a lot of interest. I was going to self-publish recently, and then we decided not to. But I was just in the Janet Jackson documentary, the one called Janet. And I'm in if you watch the 2 parts, it's a 4-part documentary. I'm in the last hour. And Janet really made me her best friend. She said, Wayne, I want you to tell everybody about being fat, being skinny, about hating my body, loving my body, about husbands doing drugs and boyfriends and loss and gain. And I want you to be honest. And I was, and it ended up being a success because I just think people want to hear the truth. Everybody's real. Every celebrity has divorce and has success and has pain and has kids. And it's just, life is not easy. It's not a bowl of cherries, kids. I'm telling you, it's a really rough journey. And how are you going to show up?
Right.
That's the key. How are you going to show up in this one life you have? one simple life that lasts for minutes.
Yeah.
Think about how long a year is. Now, this isn't your last date. This is a year. Think about how long a year is, okay? They go by so fast. You only get 50 of those, 60 of those, 70 of those, or 80 of those. That's not a lot of time.
I've thought of that, right?
Well,
Turtles live even longer. Yeah, I know.
Figure out how to love better. Figure out how to live better. Figure out how to eat better. Figure out how to have joy.
If you think about it.
People please. I mean, guys, you have an opportunity for one simple life.
If you think about it, you're right. If you think about it, I think not enough people really pause, because then maybe they'd be more kinder and more empathetic and what have you. The average 60s, 70s, 80s. You're lucky if you get into the 90s.
Yeah,
could
lucky.
be younger. But max is like 90s.
What are you going to do?
Not compared to eternity. That's not a lot of time.
What are you going to do with this one simple life? And people go, oh, I'm waiting for eternity to spend the rest of my life. I grew up like that. I get it. But part of being connected to Jesus, God, being saved or born again, from what I learned is you try to emulate Christ here on earth. How do you do that? By getting mad at your neighbor, by being fresh to your kids, by treating your spouse like garbage because they made a mistake. No, you try to be more Christ-like. And in striving for that, you shift your life and you shift the energy of the world. So I would just suggest, and I've made a lot of mistakes, but I try to do the best I can based on my walk being louder than my talk. And trust me, I've failed. I've posted bad things on Instagram. I've said shady things. But if your walk is louder than your talk, people are going to kind of start to believe that you have something that they want. And that's the light of Christ in you. I'm not preaching. I'm just saying the light of Christ in you, the light of whatever power that you believe in is the thing that's going to show out, like I said, through your eyes, through your teeth. As my friend George was going through his glioblastoma brain stuff with Memorial Sloan Kettering, the videos made me cry because even in the chemo treatments, I saw George's light. I saw his boyfriend Justin's light. And then everybody who reacted to his videos, tears. Everybody was moved by George. So go check out George Kolasa, G-K-O-L-A-S-A on Instagram, and support this whole movement about surviving cancer, but making something good come of it. Make something great come of every situation that's bad, and then the bad situations have become magic.
That's so right. That's beautifully said. That is exactly the way it works.
The
Look at this
magic
shot here.
Oh, that's me behind Whitney. I was a little fat there, wasn't I? Girl. That is Whitney. That's Whitney in a John Galliano and Valentino shoes. And me and Whitney had been very good friends since the beginning, but she really had changed by this point, and she was really not good to work with. But I loved her, and I met her on her second job, and I worked with her all the way through as an assistant until this job. And then after this job, I saw her on the Michael Jackson, Janet. Look how tiny her waist was there. I was on the Michael Jackson Jackson 5 tour 2 nights before September 11th when the towers went down at Madison Square Garden, and Whitney opened opening night, and she was so skeletal and skinny and such a wreck that they fired her, and I was called to bring in Deborah Cox, and Deborah Cox came in, the girl in the picture with me and Janet, and I dressed Deborah Cox last minute in Versace, and Deborah Cox opened the show the next night, and Whitney would be dead not many months later. And it was heartbreaking. I watched Clive Davis's Netflix special, and I thought I was at every one of those events. And just to keep thinking that she's gone just breaks my heart every day. Because
and when you hear her on the radio too.
Well, she would sing on the set. And then we had a lot of talks about being born again and growing up gay, because her family were the reason that Robin Crawford, her girlfriend since she was 11, was taken away. Whitney could not become a crossover star with Kevin Costner in The Bodyguard, and this is in my book, unless she was straight. Because back then, and people don't remember this, it wasn't acceptable. So Sissy Houston, and I don't care who doesn't believe this, went on a real publicity campaign with Kevin Costner to get Whitney Houston to seem straight. So Bobby Brown came in, and that was the beginning of the end. Now, why do you think Kevin Costner spoke at her funeral? Hello. It was all connected, and that's why the life of celebrity is not the life any of you want. what you want is reality.
Right.
And, Vanessa Williams used to sing on the set too. I remember she was pregnant and she was singing, and I was sewing her into a dress and she was pregnant and she kept saying, please don't let the needle get by the baby. And now years later, Vanessa's a friend, and we have a psychic friend, Maria Papapetros, that we work with, that we love. And Vanessa has events at her house. And I've been lucky because of those things, but it's like to have these celebrities sing for you. To have Renée Fleming say, Wayne, why don't you come by the Metropolitan Opera? We're going to do a run through, and it's just me and my assistant in the audience. I mean, it's these celebrities that are good are pure magic. Meryl Streep, pure magic. The ones that are good are really good. And everything you can imagine.
Close.
Yeah, Glenn Close is wonderful. She hated me when I first came to her house in Bedford because she didn't know me, and I always over prep because I don't ever want to fail. So I brought about, I would say, no joke, I would say 150 racks of clothes for, she was doing all the press for Dalmatians. And Disney was paying for it. My friend Chuck dresses her now. He used to work at Armani in New York, but I was styling her. And her whole house, she had this contractor who hand painted everything, the tables, the furniture. It was gorgeous. But when she came in and saw my racks had invaded her house, she snapped at me like I was a piece of garbage. And I thought, this is going to be a really bad day, because back then I had an ego. And if you snap at me, I'm going to snap back. I didn't.
The jersey comes out.
Yeah, well, I had an ego. And what happened is I fell in love with her. And I think she's a wonderful woman. I got to meet her daughter, Annie, and her family and her dogs. And they helped me out when my assistant was leaving. They helped me make this beautiful memory book. And the celebrities that are real, because I show up real, when they show back up real, it's really lucky. Like if I showed up like a big asshole, I'd have to deal with a big asshole, which I wouldn't say is always bad. But if I showed up as a big jerk, you have to deal with a big jerk. They kind of take a lot of their energy off how you show up in their lives. And I just show up honest. You don't like it, I'm sorry. You're not happy? Okay, let's make you happy and let me get out of here. What can I do? Can't please everyone, but my job is to please everyone.
Keep the traffic moving, folks. Keep the traffic moving.
Well, you know what? Just look at it. Got dark
There's
out.
only so much you can do. I mean,
my lighting has changed because I was sitting in front of a bright window. Do I still look like an old granny, or should I get in the light? Like, hello.
Now you look like Jesus.
I love that. Don't tell him. Right? Okay. Somebody just said
that.
Oh, that was my touchstone. Other than the horse, his name is Titus. Draki Titus Major Lucas, Titus Major. He's a Tibetan Mastiff, and this was a publicity shot that I did when I was doing What Not to Wear. The issue with this shot was Clinton Kelly called me, and I was on What Not to Wear. He was a nobody. He was a writer at a magazine. Never had been in fashion before, and he said, no, that's not true. My neighbor said, are you dating anyone? And I said, no. She goes, I've got a guy I'd like you to meet. And I'm like, great. I mean, what did I know about dating? I didn't sleep around. I was born again. I was just kind of coming out of New York. And she said, his name is Clinton Kelly. I said, great. So I met this guy, Clinton Kelly, at a restaurant. I never told anybody this. I met this guy named Clinton Kelly at a restaurant called Big Fun, something like that, like a Chinese restaurant uptown. He was handsome, strong, big, better than he is on TV now, but he had a weak chin, like that old Carol Burnett chin. I don't know if he's got it done, but it was like kind of, the chin went to the neck. So I'm like, okay, it's okay. I'm not going to judge. He's cute. I'm going to go. So we had a really nice dinner at the Chinese restaurant, and he was really friendly. And he said he wanted to work on this book that I'm selling now. He said, I want to work on your book with you. And I said, great. He goes, I want to do an article for you for this magazine. So that photo is from the article from Menswear Fashion that Clinton Kelly wrote about me. In the article, this is the shady part, everybody out there, don't tell anyone. I said, I'm going to quit the show. I can't stand it. I don't want to do it anymore. And he said, really? I said, yeah. So I said, let's keep that out of the article. But I said, I'd like to get this book written as soon as I can. And wouldn't you know, in not a couple of months, Clinton Kelly, the writer from the Menswear magazine, had not a headhunter, not an agent. Well, it's like a headhunter. He had somebody call What Not to Wear and get him an audition for my show. And he got the show out from underneath me. And then he wrote his book. And he said when he auditioned for the show, he said, I was sitting in the waiting room and I was watching this show they wanted me to host, acting like he didn't know anything about the show. Complete lie, Clinton. You can't deny it. And he said, and I saw this girl, Stacy, being so mean. And then I saw this horrible man, Wayne, on the screen. He mentioned my name in the book. And then he said, and, you know, this show, they were so mean. And I just knew I couldn't be mean in a show like that. Tell me how mean Clinton Kelly ended up being to Stacy and all the people. Tell me how mean Clinton ended up being on the Chew. Tell me, everybody. Come on. So to lie like that, I find it amazing because all he had to do was tell the truth. I met this guy, Wayne. He was quitting a show. I got a headhunter. I got the show. I mean, what would it take? I'm not bitter. I don't mind it, but it's like somebody should tell the truth. And look at us. You know how you know it's the truth? Stacy blocked him on Twitter. He said terrible, mean things about her. I mean, how do you talk about your co-host like that? Fake it. It's TV. Hello. That's the true story.
So they got the headhunter, but they hunted your head.
Yeah, no one knows that story. He knows it.
It's an exclusive
And then I
on
saw
the Jim
him
Master
years later.
show.
I saw him in Bryant Park, and I was Christmas shopping in those. They had these booths in Bryant Park in New York. And
Oh yeah, those are great, aren't they? Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I
ice
love
skating rink, and they're redoing that. I think they're redoing the whole park right now.
Oh, I love it. I walked up to him and I said, "Hi, Clinton," and he goes, I said, "Clinton, contrary to popular belief, I don't hate you. It's no big deal." He goes, "Oh, that's so." He goes, "Well, I sure hate that show. I never should have done that show. I hate it. I hate the people. I hate the people." I thought to myself, how thankless. I was so thankful to be on TV and get an opportunity. You know, I wanted off
Nationwide
because
network television, yeah.
yeah, it was like live TV, and we were beating out Trading Spaces in our time slot. Me and Stacy did a great job. And I think, you know, a lot of the fans thought I was too mean, but you know what no one knows? They told us to be mean because Trini and Susanna in the London show were mean. So they wanted me and Stacy to be mean. I mean, you guys see what I'm like now. You know I can be a bitch, but it's not who I am 100%. So for TV, I'm not going to be mean unless the producer says, say this or say that. So it's all garbage. You know, I've learned a lot over the years in this.
Have you been soured by any of it? I mean,
no. You know what sours me? You know what sours me? What sours me?
Disappointed.
Well, what sours me are the fans that threaten and that do like real threatening your life and stuff. Like Tina's fans will threaten me. Janet's fans will threaten me. What sours me is clients that don't pay when you work really hard. What sours me is the dishonesty in the business. And you know what? I didn't pay a couple of assistants that I didn't like. I've screwed up too. You try to make good, you know? But what sours me is that this business is so driven by hateful ego that you can't find a way out. And when the celebrities
play the game and be a part of it, or you're out.
And then their publicists suck. You know, all I've been for the last 10 years, and I can stand behind this, is I've been honest about the Super Bowl. I've been honest about my relationships with celebrities. I've been honest about everything, and it's made people very angry. And my mother gets very scared. She's like, "You can't say that." I go, "It's the truth. Why can't I say the truth? What do you want me to say? Want me to lie? What good is that? What am I going to get from lying? I'm going to have to face myself every night. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I love my animals. I like some of my family. I like, you know, doing stuff like this and reaching out to real people and trying to show them, you know, ways to love themselves, because I can really show you how to do it if you hate yourself. It's not that hard. And then if I told that lady before, if it is a mental health issue, let's get you some help. And then you start to fall in love with yourself. I was working with Diane Sawyer, and I figured out that I didn't have any self-respect. And then a couple months later, when they didn't pay the bills on time, I figured out I didn't have any self-esteem. And I had to actually work on self-respect and self-esteem, surrounded by the biggest celebrities in the world. And I worked on it, and I hope that I have some. And, you know, I can lose it as fast as someone saying something mean to me, but it doesn't hurt too long. It hurts for maybe, you know, stings. Now it stings, but it doesn't hurt.
Right.
You know, and,
exactly.
you know,
You become resilient. Yeah.
Well, you know, I have a real spiritual base. I have my relationship with God, which is very important to me. I have my relationship with Cara and my friend Mary Roma, who helped me, and my friend Sarah Arnell. And I name my friends because they're very fun but powerful, great people who really will go out of their way to help people. You know, Cara does a lot of charity work, and, you know, The celebrities that you see that do the charity work, like you hear that what's his name's wife, I forget the guy that owns Amazon, his wife, what's his name?
Jeff
Yeah,
Bezos,
his wife. They go, oh, she gave $25 million to charity. I'm like, it's tax season. It's a tax write-off. Like, let's stop. When you have, $150 million, $150 billion. Someone said, if every day since Columbus discovered America, which he really didn't, in 1492, you put $200,000 away, you still wouldn't have the money that Elon Musk is paying for Twitter. Now you know how much money that is. It's a joke. So I just want to be with my friends that are really great. Christy Turlington, she's doing amazing work for Every Mother Counts. She's raising money for charity. Her husband, Ed Burns, they don't have to do this stuff. But there's some people that want to change the world. There's some people that want this to be better for our kids and our grandkids. I worry about my great niece now. I've got a niece and I've got a great niece. So I want it to be a better world. How can I shift it? I can tell you that I love you. I can show you how. I can help you get dressed. I can help you do an event. I can help you, get to know people you need to know. But the life is constant shift and it really sucks a lot. So if you admit that it sucks, you can really start to find the joy in the times that are joyous.
Absolutely.
And they're small, joyous things. A great meal,
joyous moments.
A fire in the fireplace if you have one, a great meal. Your dog learns to sit. Your baby learns to say mama. When are you going to start remembering that those were important things, not what you wore on Instagram?
Right. We talk about that on this show so often. I'm right there with you with that. Yeah, I know.
Life is really
people are probably very surprised to hear you say these things, being in that world and surrounded by it all. They're probably finding it quite maybe shocking, but also refreshing at the same time to hear you actually pouring your heart out in that way, being surrounded and having access to all of it right there near you.
Well, I don't know another option right now than being honest. I mean, if you don't like what I'm saying, it's my truth. It may not be your truth, but that's what makes each one of us special, because the best part is any of you guys watching, I'd love to hear your truth. Like the lady said about suicide, tell me your version and I'll tell you what I know from what I experienced, and maybe I'm wrong. And that's the best part, because when I say maybe I'm wrong, even to the best celebrities, it's when I learn. When I think I know everything, it's a mess. But when I say maybe I'm wrong, it's when I find the new way. And if I have a partner and I fail, or if I have a client and I've made a mistake, instead of lying and covering up, I say I made a mistake. Do you still love me? Maybe I'm wrong. And if you don't, that's okay too. The process of change and getting people. My therapist tonight, I was talking to her before, and she said, you're finally learning to choose better people. 57 years old. And she said, you're finally learning to put the tools in place and create boundaries with people that really aren't good for you. And it's like, guys, all of you out there, I still was picking clients that sucked. I still was picking clients based on who was fabulous and who wasn't. I was, and even with friends. And it's like starting to see that, like I said, the life is so short that we have to fill it with really great people that make you feel good to be around them, people that just want to sit with you and play Scrabble or talk about something other than Instagram. Like there's another way. There's another way. And the weather in New York.
Life existed before all those things.
Well, and it's going to exist after.
Yes.
Because this isn't going to last forever either. So how do we say it, how do we live this one? I keep moving because the camera, tell the audience the camera flips, so you never know where your head is. How do we live this one fabulous life, and how do you show up for your family and your friends? And how do you show up dressed well? I can help you with that.
Exactly. Because he's helped many, as evidenced here too. This is a great one.
That's Christie. The People magazine cover was Christie. We put her in a bathing suit for the first time in 60 years to be photographed. The one in the middle, that was a big war. It was a Kosovo war, and Christie was a pinup. We dressed her like an army pinup. That bottom one is the cover of Christie's book, and that top left one is exactly what it's like at Christie's house. That's the hallway from Christie's bathroom to her bedroom, and we just do fittings. Our fittings start at 7 in the morning, and our fittings stop at 2 at night. We fit all day, and Christie loves to try everything on and then see all the different options. And then we take the clothes she has and we donate everything she has to charity, or family, dress for success, for women's empowerment. You know, every piece of clothing goes back somewhere. Christie doesn't waste anything, and it's what always made her so special. I've been with her, not lately, but I've been with her 30 years, 31 years. I've known all her kids being born, and I have to say that there's something about her that is ephemeral, and there's not going to be another Christie come around again. She's fairy dust, and I think the younger generation has missed the opportunity with her, because look at that bottom left picture. That was at the Tony Awards, and her dress was sliding down, and I had to get on my hands and knees. There's another shot somewhere where I'm on my hands and knees, and I'm taking that blue dress, and I'm on my knees, tugging it up so that her breasts don't fall out of the dress before she goes on stage. But and that one with the hats, we were getting her ready to go.
You're a magician as much as a fashion designer. You're a magician, acrobat.
Yeah, we were getting her ready for the Hampton Classic with all those hats. So that was an amazing, amazing night. That was a really long fitting, but you know, that's the best part. You know, I hate to say this because it sounds goofy, but Christie, if you're out there, fitting with your friends, she was my friend, you know, and the saddest part was I thought celebrities were my friend. And then the best parts were when I met the best celebrities, they really were.
Yes.
And that became magic for me, because fitting with Christie, I was fitting with my friends.
Right.
And her kids would come in, and Alexa, Billy's daughter, who I'm in love with, I've known since she was almost born, would come in, and Margot McNabb, who's now McNabb Nederlander of the Nederlander Theaters in New York. Margot McNabb was Christie's assistant, and she started me out with that whole crowd and that whole business. So fitting with friends is amazing. Janet is fitting with friends. Tina is fitting with friends. Christie Brinkley is fitting with friends. And you just spend hours, and you laugh, and you eat, and I don't drink, they drink. And it's a special time, and that's what makes you lucky. That's what makes it unique, and that's what makes this business exciting. Whenever you see a stylist that wants to be more famous than their client, run. Rachel Zoe, these new young stylists, they're all getting in the pictures with the clients. It's like, what are you doing? Hide. Your job is behind the camera. And that's why I'm always comfortable. I'm comfortable on the camera with you guys, and I'm comfortable behind. I don't care if you see me. What do I care? Put the hair in a ponytail and run.
And
yes,
then you're ready.
I do men. I do
you knew
men.
I was going to say that.
I do men, and I dress men. So I don't really sleep around. I'm just joking. But David, yes, if you go on my Instagram, I wrote it before.
Your phone rang. Your mother's on the line.
Hello. No, if she sees me say this, she'll get annoyed. Can you believe it's still like that?
You mean she's not a Gym Master Show lovety yet? You got to make her a lovety.
I'll make her a lovety.
Yeah.
So yeah, David, if you go to Instagram and you message me or Facebook, I absolutely do, man. I'll do it online. I'll do it over Zoom. It's not expensive. I just, whatever it takes for my time when I'm not working, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I love to do men because it's a whole different ball game. You don't just put them in pretty dresses. That bottom shot with Oprah, you want some gossip? That bottom shot with Oprah was, that was for the Nutty Professor. It was Eddie Murphy sitting next to Janet and Oprah. You see Janet's boots? Janet's boots were by Christian Louboutin. He was a nobody in this country at that point, and she was the first person to wear his boots, her and Tina. I put her in those boots, and in that shot, right before that shot, Oprah said, "Oh, Janet, whose boots are those?" And I'm on my hands and knees on stage, and I look up at Oprah, and Janet goes, "Wayne, whose are these?" And I look at Oprah, and I say, "Oh, those are Dolce. Those are Christian Louboutin." And Oprah looks over my head like I'm garbage. And she said, "Who, Janet?" And I said again, "Those are Christian Louboutin." And Janet looked at me, and I looked at her, and I'm like, this lady is really like shaming me, like I'm garbage, like I'm the help. So Janet said, "They're Christian Louboutin, Oprah." She goes, "Oh, they're great. I love them." And then I just walked away, and I thought, what a nightmare. And I never liked her since that day. Isn't that funny? And you want to know another Oprah drama? You ready for this one, people? That day we were shooting, and this is in my book. Janet came out on the set. She had spent about 5 hours in hair and makeup. And all you ladies know, when you put your hair perfectly in place, especially black hair, it's planned, it's placed, it's beautiful, and it's Janet's hair. And the minute Janet came out, David just said, "Thanks, I don't do dresses." So then why did he ask? I said, "I did men." Hello. So when Janet came out on the set, Oprah walked up to Janet and she shoved her fingers, I don't know if you can see this, in Janet's hair, in her scalp. And the black girls call that rooting, and that's to check to see if somebody has a weave. You stick your fingers in the scalp to feel for knots. And Janet looked at me and she said, I just spent 5 hours in hair and makeup. Did you see what Oprah just did? I said, yeah, she rooted you. She goes, why did she do that? I said, because she wants to make you feel less than. She wants you to feel uncomfortable and thrown off before you go on the set. And that always broke my heart about Oprah. And I've never liked her since. I like her as a person because my friend works with her, but I've never liked that behavior. Do you know what I mean? And that bottom left picture of Janet, that's my very first time working with Janet, the very first shoot I did for Design of a Decade album cover.
Wow.
Shot by Patrick DeMarchelier. Patrick DeMarchelier passed away about a week ago.
Yeah.
Jane Elfgreen still hates me. She says she doesn't agree about suicide.
Oh, Jane in Sweden? Suicide or Oprah? Which is it, Jane?
I don't know. I think it's suicide. But, does Jane know that I lived in Sweden for 5 years in Stockholm?
No, she doesn't. She's in Sweden now, yeah.
I did all the tunnel banana. What do they call the subway? The Tunnel Bottom? The tunnel banana, I called it. I did all the H&M campaigns when H&M was Hennes and Mauritz. I did all the Gulen Blas shoe campaigns with Tina Turner, and I did them with Lauren Hutton and Capri. I worked with Hall and Cedarquist, a really big ad agency in Sweden. So Jane should love me. I'm a Sweden person. Hello.
Somebody did ask, do you have favorites, favorites you've worked with, those who've become friends? That's kind of hard, I guess, to even say publicly because you're working with everybody, right?
No, I don't. I could say my favorites to work with. I just said this to someone last night.
Obviously, Christie Brinkley's one. Yeah.
Well, Christie's a friend, but when it and she's really stylish herself. She wouldn't need a stylist, but it really makes it fun because she knows what works. I love Christie. I love the craziness around Christie. Tina Turner is the ultimate hardworking, slave-driving professional. And she's such a pleasure to be around because it's this energy like a lioness, and it's constant energy and it's constant on point, and you have to constantly be on point with her. I love her so much. And I would say that Janet became like my sister. And it's hard because that's where you can't really cross the line from celebrity, but she sure was a lot of fun to work with. And my favorite favorites are the supermodels that you guys all know: Cindy Crawford, Stephanie Seymour, Kari Young, Christy Turlington. Those people are they're Kate Moss. They're just cool, hip chicks, and you hang around all day and you make pretty pictures. And they cater great lunches, and they fly in stone crab from Florida, and you go on these amazing trips around the world. Helena Christensen, and you get to see the world, and you and your buddies travel the world, and you have these great days. So yeah, those are my favorite jobs. My favorite jobs.
What are some projects and things that you're working on now, Wayne, that you're excited about?
Oh, really good stuff. I mean, I had to get, anybody out there that's over, 30 has to get into the NFTs and the crypto, and I don't want to admit it, but I got very into the NFT world with this Tina Turner dress that I showed you earlier. It's an original dress designed by me, put together by Gianni Versace before he was murdered. So I have the last thing he made for Tina Turner. I have his label in it, and I'm going to put it up for auction. I said this earlier. And this company that I'm working with, this guy Kuntal and this guy Carter Glass, they have this great company. You're going to see it soon, so watch my Facebook and Instagram. And we're selling the Tina Turner dress as an NFT, as photos, with Kari Young in the photos, shot by her son, Nick Dorazio, who's a famous young photographer. And we're selling the actual dress. The dress starts at $250,000 for the dress because there's nothing like it in the world. Tina wore it on stage in Africa. And Gianni Versace's labels in it. And then I'm giving a lot of my money to abused women because of Tina's past life, and a lot of money to women trying to find new jobs in the workplace. And then more money is going to Every Mother Counts through Christy Turlington. So that's my kind of charitable part of the NFTs. And then I'm doing a line of NFT clothing.
Tell the audience what NFT is in case they're not familiar with it.
Well, they're non-fungible tokens. This bottle, I can take a picture of this bottle, and I make it a digital picture. And then I put this bottle in something called the blockchain. The blockchain is a collectible chain where it stays there forever. It's a piece of history. So this bottle becomes a collectible. The photo of this bottle becomes a collectible. And then every time somebody collects that bottle and sells it, those people get paid and those people get paid. So every time I do this, the charity is going to keep getting money. And it becomes something collectible that nobody else has. And I'm also talking to somebody that has 200 Muhammad Ali items. They want to make them collectible NFTs. And I'm talking to somebody else that has the whole 1982 album covers, cassette tapes, 8-track tapes. So you sell some things as 3D real pieces and then some things as digital pieces. I know it's hard to understand. It took me a long time, but I'm going to make it very simple and easy. And then I'm creating a line of clothing for the metaverse. The metaverse is like The Sims, where you create a character and then you dress the character. Well, my characters, you're going to create yourself, and then you're going to be able to dress as Tina Turner in one of my famous outfits, or as Janet Jackson in one of my famous outfits. So I'm going to make my costumes also non-fungible tokens. And I'm going to give a lot of money to charity, so it's not going in the pocket. I'm going to make some, but it's really about giving back and how we're going to give back. So those two magic things are happening, and I'm looking for a publisher now for the book. It's called Wardrobe Malfunctions. And then there's another book that we did called The F Word, which is fashion, football, and blah, 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 blah. And we're ready to go and tell the story of 31 years in the celebrity business of fashion, and the truth, the honest truth about my bankruptcies and my success, my failures and my mess. And, you know, taking the piss out of myself. I'm not better than anybody, but I'm sure as hell not worse. I've really learned the good and the bad and the ugly of me, and there's a lot of good. And in that good, if I can share it, then the good is worth it. If I use the good for only myself, it doesn't kind of make a shift in the planet. But if I do something great that I can share with other people, like my friend George Colos is doing with his cancer, or my other friend is doing with her daughter that has brain cancer. I mean, I'm trying so hard to try to figure out how to let us all experience those stories that are so heartfelt that they make us weep, and they give us some magic. Rescuing animals, you know, all the things that change the world, and feeding people that need food. It's this big. Listen, I have a family member that was homeless, and I was rich at that point, and I kept being told, "Don't help. You know, you need a boundary. You need tough love, guys. You can have tough love." But you have to understand that we're all like 2 steps away from homeless ourselves when the bills don't get paid. I lost a house once because I wasn't paying attention to my my maintenance in New York City, and I was traveling, going on tour, and I lost my apartment. All my stuff got put in storage. I almost got it all taken away. So I can talk about the glamour of this, and I'm not complaining. I'm just saying you will survive. If you need to call me, if you need to write me on an email, I posted it earlier on the chat room. You will make it, and you will survive, I promise. And about the suicide comment again, okay, if it's not mental illness, then you got to get some help, because you can survive anything.
I have a friend who passed that way at age 27 way back, and he suffered from extreme bouts of depression.
Yeah.
And fear of rejection. He was a genius. He was an absolute genius. Screenwriter, inventor, always inventing these things that he would never finish. Feared rejection. And he did do that, and he suffered greatly, you know, over the years. And tough stuff. It's really, really tough stuff. But the bottom line is really sharing, you know, good moments and good vibes and positive vibes and kindness and empathy and inspiring others. Like we said, life is short, even at the maximum of 99. It's still not enough.
A year isn't enough. Think about Christmas last year, and Christmas is coming in a couple of months again. That's 1 year. You've only got 80 of those, maybe 76. And David just said on the chat room, which is important, sometimes the sharing of the ugly helps others walk out of the woods.
It's very true.
If you tell thank you, David. If you tell the truth, if I sat here and said, I'm fabulous, I'm cute, I'm pretty, let's all go be fabulous, I'll make you look pretty, that's not the truth. I've had huge success and I've had huge failures. My boyfriend committed suicide in 2010. I found him hanging in my garage. It took me 12 years to crawl back from suicide, and I can sit here and laugh with you and talk with you and help other people get out of the dark. And finding light in the darkness is kind of the magic. It's kind of why we're here. And what you see is that light at the end of the tunnel. Some days you feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, but I'm telling you, one day there'll be a little pinprick of light, just a little tiny light in the darkness. And you watch that light and you speak to God, you speak to the universe, you pray, you open your heart. All of a sudden the light gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and soon you're looking through the light, and the next thing you know, you're walking through the light into the light again. And you know what? You can look back on your darkness and you can appreciate the darkness. You don't have to fear it. You don't have to run from it. You don't have to hate it. Appreciate the darkness for what David said, for what it gave you. The ugliness is going to let you know how glorious the glorious is. Because if God don't like ugly, but if you don't got ugly, you ain't going to never see the pretty. You can't have anything to compare it to. And that's what makes life magic. The good, bad, and the ugly, and the learning.
Speaking of magic, a place I like to dive into every once in a while to find the magic and to get away from it all is inside the I, Jim, a Genie bottle.
Jim, are you sitting on that bottle again? Jim, you can't do that to yourself. The butt can only take so much.
But you know, the beads and the couch and all, Barbara Eden, they're not in there. She left. She was in here in the beginning.
I thought you said the anal beads are not in the bottle. Okay, use the bottle. Oh God. Go ahead, use the. Listen, I have to. I've got a great urologist. I'm right now passing a kidney stone. You can stick things.
You were actually true about that, right? You weren't teasing. Really, you actually have a kidney situation.
My 3rd week in the hospital, back and forth.
Oh boy. Well, you know who lived to just about 100 and was also inspiring? Mr. George Burns.
I love George Burns.
Could smoke all those cigars, and there he was with his dry wit.
What was his last movie? Oh God, My Father. What was
the Oh God, the Oh God movies? He played God. Remember?
Yeah. I love to say goodnight, Gracie.
He always pops in towards the latter part just to say he's watching. He's always dapper with his cigar. He said, "You knocked it out of the park, kiddo."
but would he stick a I, Jim, a Genie bottle up his butt? I hope not. That's sacrilege. Someone came on. Barbara, my friend, just came on. Barbara should tell you the truth. She saw me in the backyard in dirty, filthy pants with no underwear, putting up a fence.
And let's look what the photo we just dug up. No.
Barbara, you saw me today.
You failed to send that photo in the collection.
Well, you couldn't see anything, but I was like a lumberjack today. Oh my God.
Oh, that is so funny.
But no I, Jim, a Genie bottle. That's Jim's trick.
Yeah, Jim, a Genie bottle. That's right. Magic comes out of that. And George Burns.
I can do that. Wait, let me see.
That's
it didn't work.
Can you do the Elizabeth Montgomery nose twitch?
Hello. I can't do.
How many years have you been doing the hello?
I did that. Hello.
Because I noticed it multiple times in the videos. That's like a trademark.
When I did it in the video,
did you do a tello or something? Was there? I heard
we used to go tello.
Yeah.
We used to go like this. Hello. But see, that was the thing back then. People were also saying genial and genius. It's like it's all affected. I'm tired. Yeah. I'm old. I don't say it anymore.
Now everything's awesome. Awesome.
What are you gonna do?
So you're loving life. You've been through it. You've lived it. You've been very open and authentic, which we love on the show. This for folks watching for the first time. You know, we have all this entertainment, great guests from Broadway, Hollywood, television, film, music, stage, culinary arts, sports, comedy, all of it. But we always
and the I, Jim, a Genie, or the I, Jim, a Genie Pornhub video.
That's after midnight. It's still early, 9 on the East Coast.
That's Jim Master's Slave After Dark. Jim Slave Master After Dark.
Oh, that would have to involve Patreon or something.
I'm there.
Venmo or the
Bitcoin.
So this is really Bitcoin. This has been really amazing. I think people got a chance to really, those who know your work and truly appreciate your work and your craft and your artistry got a chance to see you, the person, and how you feel about things and the authenticity and still, the great quick wit, the humor, the East Coast sensibilities, yet at the same time, grounded. You've been through a lot of things in your life, the highs, the lows, and there you are still, trudging through, inspiring and resilient, still creating, which I think is a testament to who you are, Wayne, and a pleasure getting a chance to really share it with all of us here on the show. And I'll definitely keep the porch light on for you. And I hope the show met whatever expectations you had and you enjoyed the time with me as much as I have with you.
I love your people. I love the comments. I love that they stay with you. I love that there's discourse and people have different opinions. I think that that is kind of magic. And I think what you've done more than entertain tonight is that you've allowed people to have different opinions on very sensitive subjects, and we took the taboo out of it. We've spoken about suicide maybe 5 times. We've spoken about cancer over and over. You know, my friend Susan Wagner online right now has lost a child recently. It's like, what I would say at the end is, and I'll go real quick because it's been a while, I would say, you know, it takes 5 seconds to reach across the hedges. It takes 5 seconds to reach to someone in the post office. Today, a man at a bagel shop was looking at me. He looked so sad, and I was leaving, and I said, I thank you so much for what you do in the back. He goes, oh, it's so hard here. And I looked, and I walked away, and I walked to my car. I turned back around, and I went back to him, and I opened the door, and he was standing by the door, and he was sweating, and I said, this isn't how your life ends. And he looked at me, and I said, this isn't the end. This is a piece of it. I said, but you know what? There's so much good coming. He had to be about 70 years old. He started to cry. And I was just getting a bagel after my heart doctor appointment. And I said, this isn't the end. I said, it's going to be so good. And I said, and it may be bad, but this is just a piece. And it was just, it took 2 minutes. And I knew I wasn't invading his space.
It just takes 2 minutes to be kind like that. And there's not enough of it. We talk about that a lot. That's how I live. And there's not enough of it. Does it disappoint you that there isn't? When you turn on TV and you see all the pushing and shoving in the stores and the road rage and the fighting and the violence in the schools and all this stuff, which when we were kids, you know, there are always things out there, but now it's so ramped up and everybody's angry and there's all this going on. Are you disappointed? Are you frustrated? Or do you see it as a challenge to try to, let's see what we can do to get past all this?
It's not each individual's job to change the world, to judge the world.
Can't take it all on. I've learned that.
But the truth of the matter is, each one of us separately, even tonight, like we didn't grow up kissing our mother, hugging our mother. Take a second and touch her. You don't kiss her? Put your hand on the shoulder when you talk to her.
Very important.
Call somebody tonight, your best friend, and just tell them that there's love. These fights that you are continuing. Somebody had a fight that I knew today, and they were talking about it. 5 seconds to call and say, you know, I'm not an AA, but a family member is, and I learned this. My part, your part. Many of you know this. We're only responsible for our part. So if there's a fight going on, if there's a disagreement in the family, if there was a fight over Thanksgiving, if there's a political fight, you call them and say, I'm calling to tell you I love you, and I want to apologize for my part. You see, because you're only responsible for your part. And once you fix your part, the healing begins, because then they can decide if they want to apologize. And if they don't want to, you're clean. You want your side of the street to be clean to help change this world. Your side of the street is all you're responsible for. And what you said before about television, when we were kids, I'm 57 and my mom is 81. Very important person I spoke to said the same horrible things went on, but because of the news and the immediacy of social media, we're seeing it all the time now. So your bigger job is to protect yourself from what you're seeing, not that the world has gotten worse. What you do is when you wake up in the morning, we all wake up and we immediately put on our glasses or grab something and we pick up our phone. Our phones wake us up, and then that alarm makes us read the news. And then we lay in bed and we look at our phones and we start.
They check their Facebook and they check their Instagram.
But you really start a terrible day. And John Edward, the psychic, took me aside once because I used to write these crazy posts on Instagram and Facebook. I thought it was so funny and charming. And he said, Wayne, at least 5,000 people see your post. What's that called? You know, the thing I forget what it was called. What your morning post, what you post up there, your statement for the day, at least 5,000 people see that. And when you say something hateful or when you say something that's snide and snarky, he goes, you affect 5,000 people's other life. So even if you just write like Bravo Andy, like Andy Cohen, good morning, just woke up with a smile face, that would affect people better than saying, I hate my ex, they didn't pay child support, or I hate this weather, it's supposed to be sunny today, or bad day at the beach. Change your words and you're going to change your life. It is that simple. 100% that simple. Change your words, you're going to change your life, and then you're going to change the life of those around you. And the people that don't like what you're saying when you're saying supportive things are people that are not supposed to be in your life anyway. Not everybody's supposed to be your friend. Somebody said if you're in
Did you have to
therapy,
learn that? Did that take time to learn
yes,
that?
yes, and it's called
Me
boundaries.
too, especially being in these industries where we're
Yes.
communicators and conversationalists and we're pleasing and we're creating. You would assume and you hope and you think that's how it's going to be.
Yep. Somebody said this, a therapist said this. They go, Wayne, you've been in therapy for a long time. They said, 5 people are out there that you can date. This one kisses bad. This one smells bad. This one dresses bad. This one has not been in therapy. You got one choice. So you got to start, if you're working on yourself, you want to date people that are working on themselves because you can't save anybody. You get that? You're not going to save anybody. Back to the suicide thing. No one can be saved. Okay.
Right.
Mental health can get medicine. You can get to
Right.
a therapist, but you can't save anybody. So you want to pick people that are on the same journey you're on, and you want to try to shift the world. And you can see who the people are. They're usually the people you avoid because they're too much like you. And half of us are looking for drama. Try to pick people that love you. Try to pick people that say kind words to you. Try to find a day when someone says something kind and talk more to that person instead of calling your boyfriend who just blew you off yesterday and try to get him back. Guys,
So
life is that simple unless
you learned to
Yeah.
create boundaries.
Yeah, you want a
You've
dramatic,
learned
horrible life? It's your choice. You want to die? It's your choice. You want to live a good life?
I
It's
had
your
to learn to create boundaries too. I won't talk about it here, but I've done it because I've done it a lot of times on the show. But I had to drive alone in a rental car through Death Valley in 100-degree heat after a TV shoot we had in Las Vegas, and we were in Nevada, to create those boundaries and realize you got to put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you can put it on everybody else. Because I was raised to and help thy fellow man, put the mask on them first. How could you not run and put the mask on them first and then take the oxygen for you?
And
And
you
now
know
I
what?
realize we all have to do it.
And in Death Valley, that's where you learned how to be alive.
Yeah, it's like self-exploration, meeting
In
self.
in Death Valley, you lived.
Right, in Death Valley.
Because
all
a
places.
boundary, everybody makes these boundaries so difficult. Guys, they're not difficult. It's saying no to your alcoholic husband. It's saying no to your team that wants to go out and get $20 from you to go party. And I know he's going to curse you out, and I know that he's going to slam the door, and I know that he may take the car, but it's like tougher boundaries. Open the doors. And, you know, the boundaries are great because boundaries are movable.
Yes.
They're not a line in the sand. You can draw the line, wipe it down, and get close again, and then you can back up again.
Not
So
everybody
that's-
likes that you have boundaries either. The ones that aren't used to you having them, they don't really like that you have them.
See, that's what makes a boundary special. It's yours and it's power.
Right.
And in that power, you know, you find your way.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
so we're lucky to get to share that with everybody. And I don't have all the answers. I only have the answers for me. And the answers that I have for me, I'm still a really difficult work in progress, you know, trying to find the way. I'm 12 years out of that suicide. And I, you know, I heard myself laugh 4 years out. And then when Ashley Judd's mom just, you know, killed herself, shot herself, I immediately contacted my friend and gave Ashley my number, because the way you heal is to help heal others, not with your power, but with your memory and your happiness, your sadness, and your own growth and your own pain. And if we share that, it makes the world go around.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Absolutely, my friend. This was an epic, historic conversation here with entertainment, levity, taking a look at your fantastic career, but also going a little bit deeper about life and with the viewers watching as well. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and we'll keep that light on for you, my friend. Any final words about our conversation tonight or anything you'd like to share, my friend?
I would just say one thing about all this stuff, guys. Everybody, just show up. All you're expected to do is show up. And when you show up, if you show up with an open heart, you're going to find a whole different reaction to you showing up than if your heart is closed and you're scared. And if you can't open it all the way, open it just a little. And then the next time you show up, you open it a little bit more, and you do it a little bit more. And if you're not used to kissing your kids, they need it. If you're not used to hugging your kids, they need it. If you're not used to transgender, gay, bisexual, learn. If it doesn't go with your religion, that's okay. Keep it to yourself. You know, like, let people be, People will let you be, and show up with a heart that's full of love, and you're going to win on this planet. You're going to win.
Good stuff. Absolutely. Well,
I love you. Even if I don't know you, I love you.
That's a beautiful thing to say. Absolutely. I hope the show met whatever expectations you had.
Yeah, excellent. I loved it. I wouldn't have done it. It was worth it. I think that I know that we're going to change some people's thinking about stuff. I don't think Jane loves me, but she'll come around someday. It's 3:15 in the morning. She wants me to get well, so I'm going to have to work on myself a little bit. So
yeah.
maybe next time I won't have a kidney stone. And, we're gonna find the way, all of us, but we have to find the way together, guys. We can't do it alone.
That's right. Absolutely right.
And Jim, you're amazing, and you have a good forum here. And thank you for not making the whole thing about the Super Bowl wardrobe malfunction, because everybody always sneaks that in. And yes, it was the most functioning wardrobe I've ever done. And me and Janet continue to work for 6 years after it happened. So if I did something that was wrong, I would have been fired. Did I give you what you wanted?
Now that's the cream of the crop, right?
Yeah.
Waited to the very end.
And we're still good friends. It's
absolutely right. Absolutely.
Me and Justin, me and Janet.
Right on. This was epic, and some great comments coming in towards the end there. Crystal says, "Love you, Jim. Love you back, Crystal." Such a love from Susan. Love to you too, Wayne.
Good. I like everybody.
Wayne, you're absolutely love and kindness, and that is what makes you amazing. Hey, good looking. You're always welcome back. Jane in Sweden says it's 3:15 a.m. where she is, and she's still with us. She's a lovity. She's always been with us. Truth. Kathleen in New York City says lovity. Get well soon, Wayne, from Jane. So she's wishing you well.
I can tell Jane pusu kram. What does that mean, Jane?
You may want to explain that to us.
I think it means give me a kiss in Swedish.
Give me a kiss. And she's loving. Thank you. You're very welcome. Absolutely. Maureen in Arizona, so much levity. You got it. Good conversations, entertainment, and everything else here. Good stuff. Marsha Lyon, my dear friend in Massachusetts, colleague from PBS days. I only saw the last few minutes, but wow, I loved it. Thank you, Jim and Wayne, sending levity. So yes, you can watch this if you missed any of this episode or any of the 665 we've done so far, all on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV, all archived. So definitely check this out again. I think you'll be entertained, lots of levity, but you'll be inspired as well. Wayne, this was amazing. Kudos to you for an extraordinary career, for surviving it all, and for sharing it with us. And we'll be
friends.
We'll be looking for that book, right? Is this the levity? I think
this is to our deaf friends. We're clapping.
Yes, that's the clapping, right? And then love.
The book. We're trying to get a publisher.
Got to get the publisher.
The pandemic really pushed us back, but it'll happen. It's all good. That project is coming out.
There's
a couple more. I'm doing a clothing line for someone named Dr. Shaw in China.
You are.
And it has all calligraphy, and all the clothes have, I call it dressing with a blessing. All the clothes have blessed calligraphy on them. So there's a lot of fun stuff coming, and I do this stuff reach out on Instagram. I do consulting on Instagram for clothing, or I do some tarot stuff, some fun stuff. So reach out.
So you just caused me to ask this or think about this. If I mean, obviously, like me, you're always creating, and you have a lot of different platforms and a lot of different avenues and ways to do it. When you're not designing specifically clothing and wardrobe and fashion, do you do other things? Are you painting? Are you a gardener? What other creative outlets do you have aside from fashion as well, so you can work that creativity out?
I'm a graphic design major from Pratt Institute, so I do graphic design. I do album covers, logos, all kinds of stuff. When I do stuff for hobbies I ride my horses. I had a lot of dogs. I used to raise Tibetan Mastiffs with this guy, Richard Icahn, TibetanMastiffs.com. TibetanMastiff.com. I raised the dogs. I love to garden. My dream would be, if someone said, what could I do for a dream? I would love to own a garden center. I know that sounds crazy, where you come to the nursery and you buy plants.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, I would love to do that. And That's really what I do, and I love to cook. I cook. I just got rid of my house at the beach a couple of years ago, but I've lived at the beach for 30 years on the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
And when I was out in Santa Monica at the beach. I spend most of my time at the beach, and if I didn't live here, if my mom wasn't alive, she's my family still. I would probably be living in Maui. I mean, Maui's my.
I'm an ocean person. Are you an ocean person?
I'm not always in it, but I'm around it, and I'm
You gotta
on
be
it.
around it.
And
Yeah.
I'm in the ocean with the horses, and Maui is where I'm going to probably end up, or Montana, when this is all said and done. I used to live in Kauai, and I would fly into California to work. Can you believe it? I thought I was
Wow, that's cool. The ocean is definitely my spot. I need to be I got to be in it, swimming, surfing, boogie boarding, sailing it.
I don't know. I have a feeling that you bring that IG Magini bottle in that ocean, and it's a party.
Just float away.
I love it.
Good stuff, my friend. You take care. And again, Instagram, we mentioned that as well. And keep us posted on the book and everything you're doing. Spread the word about the Jim Masters Show live series. I would love that. If there's folks you think would like to pop on and enjoy the levity with everybody, we would love that as well. And thanks for all the time. We chatted for 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Wow.
It didn't feel like it, right? Everybody says it never feels like it.
Seems like yesterday.
Goes by in a New York minute.
Just like life. So go live it. Good night.
Did you eat yet? Did you eat dinner?
No. You know what, my friend Cara, this is going to be a free ad. She sent me 7 weeks of HelloFresh.
Wow.
7 weeks because of this freaking kidney stone. So I'm going to cook that now. And then my other friend, Sarah Arnell, and her daughter, Lily, sent like 15 bags of groceries. So, I mean, people in this world have been very good to me with this kidney stone. And I don't know how I got there the interview, because I haven't had to go to the bathroom and I haven't had to pass this stone.
We have 12 pints of ice cream in our freezer from Paul Schaefer, from David Letterman.
Are you friends with Paul Schaefer?
And we've been through 3 of them already. Mutual friend, dear friend, Ronnie Spector from the Ronettes, who passed away in January. Spector. Yeah, she dear family friend. And we were at the memorial last week, and he was there, and Darlene Love was there. Christine Ullman was emceeing, and there were all kinds of beautiful tributes from Dionne Warwick and Keith Richards and Zendaya, who's playing her in the upcoming biopic. She's going to play Ronnie Spector.
Oh, great.
And just really, it was beautiful. It was a memorial that was done at City Winery, where she performed a lot. And then there was a private family one too. But he sent along 12 pints of ice cream, and 3 of them are gone. And the box just came yesterday.
I need 12 pints of ice cream.
Oh my God. Salted caramel and, chocolate chip cookie.
Life is good.
Black cherry chocolate chip. It's like, what?
Like I said, I got
to swim in the ocean again now to work that off.
Life is short. Eat the ice cream.
Eat the ice cream. Yes, absolutely. Eat the ice cream. This was fantastic. Wayne, now this is from Jane in Sweden. Wayne, you're in the wrong business. You should be a therapist full time. Well, in a way, he is through his art. We all are in our own ways, which is a beautiful thing. Crystal says, we must do this again. Yes, we will have him back.
Yes, Crystal.
And Susan says, feel better, dear Wayne.
I know. Feel better. I have a mental illness, but I'm going to stay around. Hello.
That's it. You take care, my friend. Thanks for being with us.
Love you, Susan.
A pleasure.
Susan just lost her son, so we just always want to keep her in our prayers.
Lovity. Let us surround her with lots
Lovity, love you, love everybody. Glenn Hansen will get him on. We'll get a lot of people to come on here, and I look forward to it. And next time I want Doug Llewellyn to announce me good night.
Instead of George?
Doug Llewellyn.
Good night.
Doug Llewellyn.
He's saying Doug Llewellyn because Doug Llewellyn and I work together.
George may do things with that cigar like Bill Clinton did, and I'm not interested.
What about Gilligan? Bob Denver from Gilligan's Island.
No, the cigar for George has me thrown off like Bill Clinton. You know what Bill Clinton did with the cigar? Come on. Good
This
night.
segment sponsored by Dutch Masters. All right. You're a riot and very creative. And thanks for spending all this time with us, Wayne. It was a pleasure. And
thank you, guys. And thank you for watching. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. We had a great time tonight. You take care and be well, okay?
I love you. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.
Cheers. Gone in a New York minute. Wow, huh? Wow. I tell you, every episode of our show is something unique and different. And there are 665 plus episodes, where I think we're almost at 670 episodes of what we call not an interview show, not a podcast. We do it sort of like an old school television series, sort of like Dick Cavett, Carson, get into some really good conversations with lots of laughs. Anything can happen because generally we're usually always live, and with great entertainment and trips down memory lane, and all of you interactively involved from around the world. And you never know. We don't script these shows. There's no pre-prepared questions. There's no teleprompter that I'm reading right now. And in my professional work in television and radio, there's lots of scripts and teleprompters and all kinds of stuff. Not here at the Jim Masters Show. And we let the guests be open and free and authentic and express themselves. And we all learn something about our guests, about each other, and about ourselves, which is kind of cool, huh? You don't find that everywhere these days. Everything is so quick and in and out and next. And we spend a little time here at the Jim Masters Show. Some of our shows are longer. Some of our shows are shorter. But generally, you know, they're right there in the middle, in that sweet spot where you get enough content and enough feeling and vibe out of what it is we're doing here at the Jim Masters Show. Even though the name is the Jim Masters Show, I host it, created it, and produce it. Still, I bring everybody into the fold, into what we call Lovity Hall. And for those of you watching for the first time, are saying, what the heck is this Lovity thing I keep hearing about? 2 years ago, when I first started the show, a few months after, I was saying the show has a lot of light, love, and levity. And I said that too fast. Ever the New Yorker said it too fast and said the word lovity. And when I said that, the rest was history. The audience said, all right, we're your Levity squad. You're Mr. Levity. This is Lovity Hall. The guests are part of the Levity family. And that's it. So, and everybody's welcome. You know, all genders, all ages, all political beliefs, if any, religious beliefs, if any, height, weight, wealth, non-wealth, zip code, eye color, hair color, no hair. None of it matters. You're all welcome to join us here at Levity Hall at the Jim Masters Show live. It's for some inspiration and good times, entertainment, and lots more. Speaking of which, tomorrow we've got a really cool guest joining us. You've seen him all over television. Yes, we have primetime television star and actor Ralph Cole Jr. joining us. He's been on so many TV shows, a character actor. He has phenomenal comedic timing. He is coming on tomorrow. No, that's at a special time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific tomorrow. We're going to have an amazing time with him. Again, he's been on so many shows and movies and so much more. He is going to be with us. And then on Saturday, we have Gary Private. Now, Gary Private has worked with everybody, Diane Warren and some of the greats. He himself is a phenomenal actor, singer, drummer extraordinaire, legendary in the business. He's joining us. Monday, Michael Leonard from The Waltons, brilliant actress. She played the mom, Olivia Walton, on the famous legendary family drama, The Waltons. She's here Monday at 5:45 p.m. Eastern. Very special time, not the usual time, gang. So make sure you don't miss that if you want to be here live. 5:45 p.m. Eastern time, 2:45 p.m. Pacific live. It will be archived if you do miss it. And then the same day on Monday, legendary jazz trumpeter Roger Ingram's going to be with us. He's worked with Quincy Jones and Frank Sinatra and Woody Herman and Harry Connick Jr. and so many others. His schedule is so incredibly tight. Matter of fact, he was supposed to be on the show 2 weeks ago. We had to, at the last minute, move a few things around because he had a gig pop up. And we worked it out to be able to have him on this Monday. And we're so excited about that. Hey, the other night, Adie Vaughn was here, soul diva, new soul R&B jazz recording artist. Did you see that episode? Did you see the episode last night with Tanya Pinkins, Tony Award-winning actress and singer from All My Children, As the World Turns, and the new movie Red Pill, and so much more? We had an epic conversation with her. Did you see when author and daughter of President Ronald Reagan and Nancy Reagan was on the show? Fabulous book. The wonderful Patty Davis was here. Her new book, floating in the deep end, talking about her father's Alzheimer's and dealing with caregiving. It was really a beautiful conversation. Did you see when Kaja Pilowitz was here, actress, filmmaker, starring in Bold and the Beautiful on CBS and so much more? Or when Jersey Boys, Midtown Men, actor, singer J. Robert Spencer was with us and he played live. Or when Cousins Gibb was here, Nick, who found out through a biological search that his father is Morris Gibb from the Bee Gees. Morris, Barry, and Robin. That was a great episode too. So was the episode where we celebrated the 60th anniversary of the Dick Van Dyke Show. Yeah, hard to believe that's 60 years. That was a great episode as well. And of course, our guest tonight, the one and only Wayne Scot Lukas. He was open, he was real, he was authentic, sharing his views on the show. And also he got a chance to hear about some of his incredible work. He's worked with Halle Berry. He mentioned, of course, Whitney Houston. So many people he's had a chance to work with and create designs for. And cool, fun night. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I see lots of comments here in our JMS Lovity chat room. We'll check some of those and then we will wrap up this evening here, because we have some ice cream in the refrigerator, as I had mentioned. Kiss and hug. So that's what that means in Swedish. Now, my grandmother and great-grandmother are Swedish, and now I've learned that. I have a Polish friend who taught me that daj mi buzi is give me a kiss in Polish. And now we know kiss and hug in Swedish. Write it down, gang, in Swedish, because Jane is there live in Sweden. Sherry Larson says, thank you, Jim, for another fantastic show. You are wonderful. Congratulations on the 2-year anniversary. Thank you very much. Working on a special 2-year anniversary, a special thank you episode we're going to be putting together, and some of our guests are involved in it. So that's going to be cool. That'll be coming soon. We're actually, I think the actual anniversary, the date was about a week ago. So we're about a week behind because I've been so busy, but we will acknowledge it with a special sort of mini episode, and it's going to be cool. Thank you, Sherry in Kansas and Kathleen in New York City. And don't forget to spread the word about our show. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Jim Masters TV. The place where this series is housed is our YouTube channel. We would love it if you subscribed. If you haven't yet, do it. Click this red button. That means you're part of our Lovity family. There's no cost to do that. And be sure and click the notification bell, little bell icon on the YouTube channel. So that way there you're counted in and you'll never miss any of the content. You'll never miss our episodes, our special announcements, our surprise shows, our Lovity episodes and everything else. And give this episode and all the ones you like a thumbs up, like as well. There's a little thumbs up sort of icon, looks like this, on the YouTube channel next to every episode. Click that, and that lets us know you're enjoying what we're doing here on the Jim Masters Show. And the other thing too that really helps us, leave a comment underneath. Drop a comment, maybe even right now. Drop a comment underneath this episode right on our YouTube channel and share with us. We welcome everybody to do that, and we try to keep up. We get a lot of comments, and we try to keep up with them. And we thank you very much for those of you who have been doing that right here on the Jim Masters Show on YouTube at Jim Masters TV. And all right, let's take a look at some of these comments that are coming in here, left and right, up and down. Let's see. Maureen says, wow, just wow. What a wonderful conversation this was. Thank you, Jim, for another epic show. I am blessed to share these evenings in Lovity Hall and to be a part of the Lovity Squad. Thank you very much, Maureen. I appreciate that. And if there's any Lovities you haven't seen in a while, let them know we're still here. Tell them to tune in. You know, there's some Lovities from previous days, and tell them, hey, come check us out. We're here. Some watch, you know, quietly in the archives too. Not everybody that watches our show comments during the show. A lot of people like to watch it privately, quietly while the show's on live, or they watch it privately, quietly in the archives. However you watch it, the fact is you do watch it, and we really appreciate that. Kiss and a hug from Jane in Sweden, right back at you. Lovity from Merlin in Canada. Susan Wagner says, excellent show. Thank you very much, Susan. We appreciate that. Love to you and your family. as well from all of us here at the Jim Masters Show Live. Hope you'll spread the word about our show. You're now a lovity. So you're one of us now, and you can binge watch some of the other cool episodes we have with great guests. And thank you, Susan, for being here, and tell everybody you know about our show. It takes a village. Spread the word for us. We're working hard here to grow and to expand, and all of you watching can help us truly do that with your comments, your likes, your sharing of the links, your inviting people to come and watch, subscribing to the YouTube channel. Every single thing you do helps us grow, helps us expand, and gives us the juice to continue doing this. When I first started doing this series, because my days are really busy working, in the professional world, the pay the bills world of television, radio, film, and stage. And people have said, Jim, you're so busy. Are you going to continue to do this, once the pandemic, once it sort of quells? Or are you doing this just during the or are you're just gonna do it for now? And some people just did things during, and then they disappeared and they're gone and they're off doing whatever they're doing. And we've been cranking it out since 670 episodes. As long as you guys are here, as long as we're building this show together, I may have created it, it has my name on it, I produce it and host it and sort of format it, but I feel we're building this together. It's like it takes a village. It's a team. It's Lovely Hall. It's Lovely Squad. It's all of us. So the more you express how much you enjoy it and share it and tell everybody about it and do all those other things and support it. Some of you do super chat, super stickers, super emojis during the show. That helps us big time. Some of you do that little heart icon that's on the YouTube channel on every episode. The thanks heart icon. You click that, helps support the show. However you do it, it all means a lot to us. We thank you. Oh my God, what a fantastic conversation with Wayne from Merlin in Canada. Thank you very much. Right back at you, Susan. Susan is now a lovity. We appreciate her being here as well, and everybody that's been watching. Live or Memorex? Remember those commercials? Memorex, is it live or is it Memorex? All right. Crystal says, looking forward to another great show with all of you. You're also a lovity on the Jim Masters Show Live as well, Crystal. So stick around. We'll keep making you smile and having good times with you and everybody here. We're going to scoot. All right. Thanks for being with us. We don't say goodbye around here. We say see you later. Cheers. Ciao. Slancha. We say auf Wiedersehen. Hasta la vista. Hasta la vista. And we also say sayonara, shalom, cheers, and all the rest. But we don't say goodbye because we hope to see you again real soon. All right. Thanks for being with us again. And we love you all. And be good to one another. Take care of one another. And share the lovity on the Jim Masters Show Live. Take care and be well. For those of you watching live, we'll see you on the next one tomorrow. Again, tomorrow it's 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And for those of you who are not watching this right now live, stay right here on our YouTube channel. Another episode, another video comes up right here for you on the Jim Masters Show on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Take care. Be well. See you again soon. All right. Thanks for being with us. Cheers.